Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, everyone. That's actually the wrong noise thing. That's more for
Okay,
Purim.
let's try it again.
Okay. Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody. And Dreidel, we will play.
Maybe you tried this one more.
Oh, no, that's right. Okay.
Where's the tambourine?
Third time's a charm.
Where's the tambourine? Hold on.
Oh, I do have a tambourine somewhere. Is it in there? Try another. The bottom George will. There it is, my tambi. All right, try my tambourine because that's very Jewish there. Like if you ever start toasting the pussycats. All right, here we go. Well, there goes. The Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the, the 874th episode of the Dave's Gone By Facebookio Podcastio Programmio on the stream. With me, Dave Lefkowitz, and my darling and adorable and energetic wife, Joyce. Good morning, Joyce. How are you?
I'm trying to work through my osteo.
Does it get better than that? What else is a 53-year-old woman? I'm trying to work through my osteo.
Amen.
And I'm trying to work through all my issues. And how I do that is this program every Saturday morning from 9 until noonish or thereabouts.
David, every Saturday when you remember it's Saturday.
I'm 58. I'm like, if I forget anything, Joyce always says, "Oh, you got the COVID brain fog." It's pre-Alzheimer's, so it can't be that.
No, I think you're better now, but there was a time when you were cuckoo.
No, there's always a time when I'm cuckoo, but it was sort of like, no matter what, if I forget a name, if I do one thing instead of the other first, it's like, COVID brain fog. It's like COVID brain fog. I'm just doing this instead of that. Even though it's COVID brain fog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. Good morning. Anyway, so we've been a little bit sporadic over the past month and a half or so because I've been teaching. And Joyce has been teaching too. So while I wanted to do a program every Saturday, while I wanted to do that, I just didn't have the wherewithal to plan the show. I have the time on Saturday mornings and the desire to go on here and just blah, blah, blah. But I didn't have time to do a quiz. What are you looking for, babe?
I need my Greeley crimes at all times.
Your what?
Here it is. It's up here.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want your little keyboard to play music?
You can get that out if you want. Just whip that thing out.
That's too hard to do.
That's what she said. So anyway, so
Every time you make a joke, I'm going to do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I wanted to do a show, but it was just a lot of work actually still goes into it, even though it feels very off the cuff. It feels like I haven't bothered to write real jokes, but the quizzes have to be written, the limerick has to be done, there's got to be organization. I want to get a guest on, and that's not always easy, especially this time of year. So I've kind of done every other week since the middle of October, and I apologize for that because I love doing that. And I know there's some of you who, if you don't see this program on the air on Saturday mornings, you go into the bathtub with a straight razor, you're playing the Leonard Cohen music.
Your biggest fan is Mary. You may want to reach out to her.
Mary.
On the Facebook. I can't tell Mary I can't see because my computer is in the other room and I'm not on I use only the academic Facebook, so I don't see a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but Mary, happy Christmas to you. Oh, wow, I didn't melt when I said the word. Happy holidays to everybody. Happy Hanukkah to all my Jew people. So, and speaking of Jew people, Rabbi Sal Solomon will be with us in the Daverhood not too long from now, interviewing. And I think this is the very first time we've ever had this. And this part is not, Rabbi Sal Solomon is a joke, but this part is not. Our guest in the Daverhood today. And the episode, by the way, we're calling it Bagel Boss, and you'll find out why.
That's a cool story.
She's a boss lady. Right now, she's a real estate salesperson.
Kwanzaa starts the 26th.
Kwanzaa starts the 26th. When is Festivus?
Oh, hold on, we might have missed it.
No, don't tell me we missed Festivus.
Festivus date. Oh, no.
Is today Festivus?
Yesterday.
No!
And you could recap it.
I was going to dance around the Festivus pole, and some Armenians too. But
December 23rd.
So our guest in the Daverhood is,
So David, you have to
yeah,
do the airing of grievances,
right.
right? You gather
Feats
around
of
and
strength.
you say how you disappointed each other in the past year.
Well, we do that all week. Yeah.
And then feats of strength, physical. We did it last night. Remember, I opened the jar. We had a jar opening
There you go.
among a bunch of people. We didn't have a Festivus bowl here.
When we need, oh, here's the Festivus pole. There it is. It's not ornamented or anything. It's a Festivus for the rest of us, ladies and gentlemen. But Debbie Peterson is going to be our guest in the day. Not Debbie Peterson of the Bangles. This is a different Debbie Peterson. She does everything, I guess, but play music. She has sold real estate. She's operated a bakery and cafe in Scotland, where at one point she was like the cupcake queen
Oh, I would love that.
of Scotland.
Is she gonna
And
send us cupcakes?
well, here's the deal. One Jewish customer called her the bagel queen because she was making bagels out there in Scotland.
Can she make bagels?
Either that or she has an amazing, I'm not going to go
Can
there.
she make cupcakes and bagels for us?
She could ship them. It'd be a distance.
When the woman, the Sign You Cleanse woman gave me the Sign You Cleanse
know.
and I did it on the air, so.
We'll ask her. We'll say, hey, how about it? How about
Is
shipping
she
them?
still in Scotland?
No, she's in California.
Oh.
Yeah,
Maybe-
she's selling real estate out in San
Maybe
Luis Obispo.
With FedEx, maybe we'll get it by April.
But the thing is, the one thing that we've never had on the program, and this is amazing because we've been on the air since October of 2002, is that she's been in government or had been in government for like 15 years and was a mayor. She was a mayor of a town in
Wow.
California. We've never had a politician on, which is probably good in some ways.
No, we've had people who worked in politics.
Oh,
I can't.
Don Pearl, he's kind of an advocate guy, but he's never held
Oh, you mean like
a
an
political
official?
position. Yeah.
Wow.
I can barely hold the 69 position because it's hard for me to breathe. But go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you. Blah, blah. So, but yeah, this is the first time because I always wanted to. I was thinking about it when we lived in Greeley, in Colorado, because we were close to the radio station, and it was sort of like, well, what about these people running for office? Why not have a candidate for a local whatever and have them on?
I don't think people who are active candidates can do a lot of.
Oh, that's all they do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they want to go on the radio. They want to be. I mean, I don't know what the current FCC policy is now on that. If you have 20 minutes of a Republican, you have to have 20 minutes. But I don't think the FCC governs this, nor should it. But even so, well, I would have loved to have had a former politician, a former mayor, a former so-and-so, just talking about, because I really don't know. I never took civics.
Sue in politics?
Was she?
I think so.
That I don't recall. Maybe. Dr. Sue, if you're watching, listen, type in and tell us, were you what, is there hair on I shaved? What, hold on, folks. Well, Joyce is finding schmutz on my shirt.
Don't spit on me, stop talking.
Yeah, it's only a radio show. Stop talking for 3 hours.
You're spitting on me though.
All right, here we go. So, Debbie Peterson is going to be with us in the neighborhood to talk about, because she's written a book about her time in politics and how wonderful and honorable and civic it is to be the mayor of a town. Except her book is all about how the town was completely corrupt
Wow.
and how she quit and how everything was terrible there. Everybody was liars and everybody was taking money out
How
of the
could she,
table.
how could she
making
write
deals.
a book like that without having a lawsuit?
Well, either her stuff is true. There are people on the internet who say that, a lot of her book is hearsay-ish and kind of, if this person was in the room at the time something was going on, that person is tainted automatically. So there may be two sides.
When I wrote the senior center book, a lot of the stuff had to be cleared because I wrote stuff about politicians, and like Natalie taught me, my friend who worked for the I think the Daily News, and she other papers. She just said, like, you need to validate sources and have multiple sources, but you have to be careful because you could get sued.
Well, the great and funny thing about this is that the main evil character in her book is dead. So,
so maybe that's why.
Yeah, it was like a county supervisor who was just corrupt all up and down the line. And
does she name people? It's like
I believe she does. I have to. First of all, she sent the book to Rabbi Saul, So
Oh,
I
no, you don't
barely
know.
even skimmed it, and it's been a busy week for Sol because of the holiday.
So give me the name of the.
Because
book, I'll look it up.
he's putting up Christmas trees. Sorry, the name of Debbie Peterson's book
Okay.
is. Oh, of course, I have to find it because my fucking
No, I'll
8P
look for it
printer
when
won't
you're-
work.
Debbie Peterson
Mayor. Yeah, look for Debbie Peterson Mayor
I'm gonna look it up.
and her book, which is called "The Happiest Corruption: Sleaze, Lies, and Suicide in a California Beach Town," which is an interesting read for sure. She's also writing another book about
The
being in
Corruption
politics,
Chronicles,
going into what?
The Corruption Chronicles.
That would be her. That'd probably be her. Yeah.
Well, look at that. The happiest corruption, sleaze, lies, and suicide in a California. Did he kill himself, the guy?
I haven't gotten that far in the book. I assume she leaves that as not a cliffhanger, but kind of in
She
the
looks
last
great
50
in
pages.
blue.
Yeah, no. So she is going to, pardon me for the nose wiping. So yes, Debbie Peterson is going to be in the Daverhood talking to Rabbi Sol Solomon, the one, the only, the Jewish. Should be a lot of fun. Should be a lot of interesting stuff. If you've ever hated politics, definitely someone to listen to. If you ever loved politics and want to change things for the better, she might also be someone to listen to as well. Plus, we will have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we're going to rifle Colorado. There's actually, live free or die, Second Amendment, whatever the hell you want to call it, but there is a town.
She has 3 other books.
Yeah, well, she's got a new one coming out. A town called Rifle, Colorado. And I rifled through my notes and created a brand new, disgusting, evil limerick all about Rifle, Colorado. And we'll have Greeley Crimes at all times. Speaking of Greeley, Colorado, where my wife and I used to live, it's a segment that is based on stories in the newspaper there, real, actual, true life stories. And I was mad about this. I was upset. Not only, no, that's a baby crying thing.
Oh.
There we go. Because even though I barely had time to do this segment over the last month or two, so we've been running a little behind on these things, I was noticing that the Greeley Tribune and its website was not really posting a lot of new
What happened?
cop log crimes. So I wrote to the woman who's Morgan McKenzie, who's been doing that for the Trib. And I said, using very, very colorful and flowery and obscene language, I said, don't you understand we need this for the program? Don't you realize that not having these cop log listings deprives my listeners and my viewers of the joy? And she wrote, well, there's been some issues in terms of getting stuff from files and uploading and whatever, and then she's hoping it'll be fixed soon. So we do have some criminality and certainly some old time stuff, because they've been doing that. But she apologized profusely. She was very, very nice about it. I still cursed her out. But we have Greeley Crimes and Old Times coming to you. It's a mix of 2 stories in the Trib. One about phone calls that come into the local Northern Colorado Police Department from people who see things on the street that they want the police to respond to. And our friend Mike Peters goes through the newspapers from 100 years ago and picks out the goofiest, weirdest, from our perspective, most nostalgic, funny things that were in the papers back in 1922. We mix them up. We call it Greeley Crimes and Old Times. And if that weren't enough, and by gosh, don't you think it should be, as David Letterman used to say, we have our Today, Yesterday trivia quiz. And yes, this is one of the reasons I haven't done the show as much as I usually do. Because if you go back over the past 2, 3, 4 years, we were doing something like 48 to 50 new episodes of this program every year. Just week after week after week, no matter how busy, no matter what I was doing. And I have a full-time job. But when this semester, now that I've started teaching again, got away with me and I was teaching 6 classes. I started with 4, and then in mid-season, I had to take on 2 more. It was like, you know what, Old Dave, the boat won't hold. No, Old Dave is going to spring a leak if he doesn't lay off some pressure somewhere. So I had to kind of stave off and ease up. But yes, every week for the past couple of years, we've been doing Greeley Crimes and Old Times. I'm sorry, and the Today, Yesterday trivia quiz, where we get a couple of panelists to answer quiz questions, many of them based on what happened today in history today, being December 24th. So we will have, what are we not complaining? I'm the opposite of complaining right now. But that's also complaining. Play a happy thing. So playing our today-yesterday quiz will be Mayor Debbie Peterson, Leslie Hoban Blake, although we won't get to see her, and
Why not?
oh, she's still a little bit under the weather, but she can do the audio. We
She
hope.
okay?
Yeah, well, no, she's had some health stuff for the past couple of weeks. Not bad health stuff, just annoying health stuff. And then well, Vicki, even though Vicki is as busy right now as she ever is.
This is probably like her, like this for the nun stuff for Catholicism. This is one of the big five.
I don't even know, she's probably in a hotel room somewhere planning tonight's
She's probably on stage.
Yeah.
She'll be on stage. Give me five. Okay, I got
She
you.
runs literally off into the wings. I was like, okay, let me ask her a question.
She just have the audience work with her and make it like it's some kind of, like she could do it like it's like a Zoom class, like all the people are students in a Zoom class.
That'd be actually very funny.
Mm-hmm.
So Vicki should also be with us playing the today.
Is Chicago the same time zone? I really don't know.
No, Chicago is 1 hour earlier.
That's
than
probably
we
why
are.
she can do it. So then she can.
If she's even in, well, even if she's not in Chicago, I think she's so far away.
That it's yeah.
I think she might be in St. Louis or something. We'll ask her. We'll ask her when she gets here to play the quiz in about 45 minutes.
She also has a gaggle of nuns. Those nuns for fun. She has ladies who do it, right?
Oh yeah. Well, if she's traveling, that might mean that somebody else is doing hers, because obviously they're doing late night catechism and Bible bingo and whatever in Chicago this weekend. They'd be crazy not to. This is the weekend to do this in Easter. I mean, this is ka-ching.
I saw it in New York.
We saw it, of course we saw it in New York. We saw, I probably saw Mary Pat Donovan do it. She co-created the show with Vicki. But
you can do it in New York too now. A lot of places,
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if the money is in, well, probably this time of year it would be. They probably do very well in New York this time of year again.
She should do one with Hanukkah where the nun meets a rabbi and they do,
Vicki, if you're listening,
Mm-hmm.
I know a rabbi. In fact, you're going to be seeing him in about 10 minutes. So what else? What else is happening in your life, Joyce? I have things to talk about, but what's new in your world?
I like him a lot. I don't know where.
What are you looking for, Ben?
Oh, here we go. Never mind.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I'll need that. I took them out and they're on the windowsill.
Oh, I broke my glasses.
Well, I don't want to bring it up, but you can.
Book and I just chipped them because I was taking off my mask outside of the Walgreens, and then I heard something fall, but I couldn't see them. Thank God you were with me because I couldn't see them to find them.
Oh, I see.
It was nighttime. I couldn't see, so then I found my glasses, but they have a little chip. But I'm going to go to Johns Hopkins, and they're going to give me a good eye exam. Johns Hopkins.
Oh, yeah. I mean, is that
you too? You're going to go.
I know. One of the reasons we moved to Maryland is that one of the best medical places anywhere ever is Johns Hopkins, and we're just going to do all our stuff there. Like find a GP, find a this, find a that, and even an eye doctor, because I haven't been. Shame on me to an eye doctor in 4 years.
She asked me if you wear glasses, and I said, you have non-prescription readers, but at one time you had prescription readers, so they could see if you need prescription readers.
I never had prescription readers.
Yes, you did.
I had prescription distance.
Oh, shoot. You have to tell her.
Yeah.
Tell them.
Because I have certainly now I have presbyopia, like any 58-year-old man.
You'll have to tell them.
No, I used to wear glasses, and this was in my 30s in the theater because it made them a little more clearer when I was far away.
You'll have to say it. I made a mistake.
But
I love this. So I know it's weird, but the schedulers at Hopkins, you have to call like a central place and then they schedule you.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best. They should fit me in next week.
Which is amazing. That week when you figure the whole hospital is closed.
Yeah, and it's the one near us, so it's great. And,
and
while I'm doing that, there's a place where I got you that roast beef brisket sandwich. So it's like this gourmet, but we're gonna get it to take out so I can have some too. But I had like
well, she gets the vegetarian. I'll get the meat.
We could look up the menu, and then when I was ordering for you, I was gonna get you something different. And the woman before me is like, "Oh, the special today, I'll have the brisket or whatever it was." And I was like, I said to the man, "Will a meat eater really like it?" My husband likes it. There's a carnivore, I'm a vegetarian. And he's like, "Yeah." And then he gave those caramel cookies, which were like
the best
French.
Cookies.
She said, "Yeah."
Best.
He said he supplies restaurants and like they cook. It's like really nice. Like to eat in, it's too crowded, but
Well,
we could get the food and take out. We could look at the menu and
yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
that was when Joyce came home, I was like, oh, how are you? How was the
well,
test?
you
I
didn't
was
know. You didn't know, and the man said to me, he said, I want to tell you something. He's gonna love the sandwich. You're gonna love the mozzarella, whatever I had. And he said, my only disappointment is I'm gonna give you potato chips. They're homemade, but we don't make them here. And I was like, oh, that's it. I was like,
I was going to drive in and punch the guy because I wanted the whole
very
baked potato. Yeah.
They have what they also had, like I saw it too. They have that tuna you like, that tuna that's
the
ahi.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I
they
love it.
depending on their special, you could get something really good.
Okay.
Hopefully they're open,
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
I'll
well,
look.
yeah,
I'll look before we go.
yeah, we'll deal with that next. Is it next week or the week after? Is it early Jan?
I usually go to Pavilion 3, but this is Pavilion 2.
All right.
So they're all in there, but we'll find it.
Yeah.
It's next week,
yeah,
but
yeah,
the place is delicious. And if it's the guy, the owner,
Mhm.
and you ask him, you tell him this is what I'm looking for, he'll tell you what to get.
Mhm.
But we can look at the menu. too.
I'm wondering if he can feed me while my prostate is being checked, so I can have kill two birds with one stone.
No.
Whose
The
sphincters?
reason I knew it was, don't joke, the reason I knew it was there is because while I was waiting for my doctor, I heard 2 doctors saying, yeah, that pastrami, if you eat it every day, you'll get a heart attack, but it's so good. They were making jokes about it. I was like, oh, this is the place I gotta go.
If doctors are saying this will kill you,
But it's so good, they were eating it.
Yeah. Well, they weren't smoking outside the hospital.
I know
You see those doctors who smoke?
When
I
I
never, yeah.
When I volunteered at a hospital, I worked in the ER and the OR. And I used to go outside and see them smoke, and I always thought how funny, right? Because it's a carcinogen. But I think what happens is, like, you remember my one friend in grad school, I knew he was having stress when he smoked. Like some people, they need like, the caffeine is not enough. Right now, they just take probably pills. They probably don't need to, smoke, but they need that boost. People are addicted. It's like drugs. If people are addicted to nicotine, it's an addiction. Like they wanted it. Imagine you're doing a heart operation or you're doing some tiny operation on somebody and they pass away. Like you kill somebody by accident, right? You're gonna need to smoke. I mean,
Well, no, or you find some other. No, I remember I asked one old girlfriend, "Do you smoke after sex?" She said, "I don't know, I haven't checked." Yeah. Very different fumes. Anyway, you're watching Dave's House with me, Dave Lefkowitz, my wonderful wife, Joyce. Debbie Peterson in the waiting room already, waiting to talk to the great, the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Saul Solomon. I have other stuff to talk to you about, but we'll do that after all the stuff we have to do. The Rabbi Saul interview, Greeley Crimes and Old Times. We have our Today, Yesterday trivia quiz. And unlike, I will say this, unlike Zelenskyy, who gave that great speech and was very nice in the it was in the House of Representatives. Which building is that?
It looked like the Senate, no?
Well, the Congress.
Yeah, the floor of
the House of Congress, whatever. And here he is. First of all, he doesn't bother to dress in a suit. We're giving him millions of dollars. He can buy a suit.
But what I love is that my take is that my country's at war. It's about me being a soldier, not me being fancy.
I know. He wants to look like common muck people.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing is, okay,
he was staying at the Hilton.
He was kissing Rabbi. Yeah, it was Rabbi. He was kissing Pelosi. Thanking her, the holding the American flag, very nice, and wishing everyone, oh, Merry Christmas. Wish you Christmas is about the Christmas. The guy's a Jew. He could have said Happy Hanukkah. He could have just, among all that Merry Christmases, he knew he was talking to a bunch of Republicans. He knows there aren't that really a hell of a lot of Jews in Congress or in the Senate, but he still could have given an nod, could have mentioned Kwanzaa, sure. But at the very least, dude, you're a landsman. You're a Ukrainian or whatever, Ukrainian comedian of Jewish extraction. You of all people could have said, and a very happy, Lachta lighting Hanukkah thing, maybe we'll all have latkes together in Jerusalem next time. Well, okay, that would have been a little much. But he could have, man, he could have said the word. Could have said the word. For all those millions of dollars, my Jewish tax money is going to his country. Oh, it makes me mad.
I want to bring in the rabbi.
I think we better bring in the rabbi. Before I have a non-pastrami aneurysm. So anyway, If you want to find out more about Dave's Gone By, go to davesgoneby.com, DAVESGONEBY.com, where all our archives reside. If you want to email me, it's davesgoneby@AOL.com. But for the next half hour or so, it's not about me. And it's not about me. It's about the guy we're bringing in and his guest. The guy we're bringing in is the founder and spiritual leader, of Temple Sons of
You want me to continue? Want to?
Yeah, when you go down, of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. He loves talking to people who have even the remotest, slightest Jewish connection. And our guest in the Daverhood, Debbie Peterson, really does not, except she used to bake dozens and dozens of bagels every day. So, of course, Rabbi Sal has a lot to talk with Mayor Debbie Peterson about. So let's bring in the rabbi and let's have his music, and then we'll bring in Debbie Peterson to the Daverhood on this, our 874th episode, live on December 24th, 2022. Stay right there. Rabbi, get ready. Oh, shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sal Solomon, and I'm here with you on this afternoon, this day of Hanukkah, talking with a shiksa. Her name is Debbie Peterson. First of all, let's make sure you unmute yourself so we can hear you. Debbie Peterson, she is an authoress and a mayoress and a realtor-ess. So happy and shalom to you, Deb. Why are all these lit? They should not be lit yet. Wait, I'm going to unlight them. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
I'm wonderful, and I brought you some gelt.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, bring it right to my mouth. Let me, oh, yeah. I usually pay $2.99 a minute for that. But anyway, shalom to you. How are you?
Shalom.
You can help me. Hold on. Let's light the candles. Let's do this. So are you married to a Jew? Do you have any Jewish connection, any Jewish family, anything?
They're sitting right next to me. Yes, but you can't see them because I won't let them come on the camera because they've got their radio faces.
Oh,
But,
talk about a radio
well,
face.
my son's dad's grandmother was Jewish. And
That
his
means
Auntie
his son's mother
Rosa's
was Jewish. If his grandmother was Jewish, technically he's kind of in the Jew area, kind of, Jewish.
well, they had their DNA done, and their DNA says they're a little Eastern European, so we know it's legit.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Are they circumcised?
I can't remember. We're not married anymore.
Oh, sorry. All right. We won't go there. Let's light the laughter. Are you ready? Let's just do this quickly so we can talk about your book and we can talk about your career and your baking, and then everything's all this is going up my nose. This is all right. Let's just keep it there for a minute. All right. Because we're not doing the next one until tonight. So they're happy. Went to the 6th day of Hanukkah plus to you, Debbie Peterson, and to your semi-Jewish family members who are not really Jewish but sort of connected. Anyway, what's new?
Oh, well, I'm excited because my book just came up on Amazon. It's the City Council 101, the Insider's Guide for New Council Members. So that's the one for all these people who just got elected and they're going, oh, now what do we do?
Right,
and,
now
so I'll tell them what to do.
Yeah, we've never had, and this is honest to God, as I talk to him all the time. We've never had a politician or a former or an actual real government person on this program all these years. So if I wanted to go, if I say, I want to be on politics, I want to get on city council, what is the one or two things that I really should keep in mind?
Well, the first thing you should do is you should go to the city council meetings so that you know how it works. You know, you got to be informed. And a whole lot of people run and they don't ever go to anything, which is kind of silly because they don't know what's going on and they can't do the job very well. And it takes them a long time to figure out how it all works. So that's the first thing. I think the other thing is the people who are really best at it, in my opinion, as a businesswoman, is business people, because they understand cash flow, they understand budgets, they can smell a rat if there's a rat to be smelled. So those would be my two recommendations. But we also, you know, they've discussed, or well, you know, when they do all the studies, women always show up as being much less corrupt than men. So it's good to have women on councils too.
And they also smell better. You know,
Oh, they do smell better.
It's good to have
Both ways.
Yeah. So let me ask, you were a mayor of a California town. This absolutely boggles the mind. The fact that that's how I know people in New York. So when you think of mayors like Koch and Giuliani, and they don't, is it as big a deal in a smaller community?
Well, we think it is when we're in the community.
Question.
I mean, you know, Giuliani, he was a hero. Now he's not.
For a while now, he's not. But yeah.
Yeah.
But he was a wonderful mayor for the first few years. He really absolutely
he was.
Yeah. So I look at that and I'm like, how do you do a job like that? How do you even sleep when you are in charge of Manhattan? I couldn't even sleep if I was in charge of, what were you, San Luis Obispo, or where were you?
No, my little town was Grover Beach and it was 13,000 people.
That's still.
So yeah. And you know, it's really a part-time volunteer job. You don't get paid for doing it. But it's full-time. I did it 40 hours a week, but it's not an executive job. It's more of a ceremonial job. You're the chairman of the board. You've got the 4 other council members. You've only got 1 vote. So you don't really control anything. You're just, you're the figurehead.
Well, why did you want to do this?
Well, because I had a background in business and it was a small town. They needed some help with redevelopment. I'd had a lot of experience of that. And because I had a degree in public relations and they needed a little help with their image. So I thought between those two things, and my company had about the same turnover, number of employees, number of outlets. And I thought, hey, I could do this. So
but unpaid. You as a
service.
business person, just I'll help. I can't imagine how many mayors out there are just doing this pro bono. Well, Sunny Bono may have, but
I would say many of the mayors in small towns and the council members and the planning commissioners, all those commissioners, most of them are doing it pro bono in the small towns. So there's hundreds, thousands. In fact, in California alone, I think I figured out there are like 1,000 council members and mayors, and a lot of them are doing it pro bono. Not in Los Angeles. The most corrupt town in California is Los Angeles. In fact, in the country right now, the FBI is going after them on more things than any other city. They get paid 200,000 plus a year, but most of us.
So, but here's the deal: you weren't even, a lot of the people who weren't even paid, and there was corruption. Why be corrupt if there's no money involved? What were they getting out of it?
Well, you got to find some money somehow.
Oh,
so, you know,
your book is focused on this, and what's nice is we can say terrible things about him because he's dead. But there was a county supervisor who was a naughty person in a lot of ways.
He was.
How did you how do you start to get this? You come in there. Oh, I'm going to help my community. I'm going to be a mayor. I'm going to do this. How do you start to notice that things don't smell right? The rats start.
You know, the first thing is people start to come to tell you things. So even 4 years before I ever was elected mayor, I had a former mayor come to me when I was on the council, and he said, Debbie, there's a problem, get this, at the sewer district, and you need to go in and clean it up. But I couldn't because the former mayor was controlling everything. And he was telling us nobody else can do anything here but me, which was a lie, but we all believed it because we didn't have any reason not to believe him at that time. And then more and more people came, and then the grand jury came, and then there were all kinds of investigations. So I ran for mayor, and when I became mayor, then I could do something about it. But part of it is,
yeah. Somebody tells you there's something wrong with the sewer. I mean, you probably smell something wrong with the sewer. So what do you just go to the people running the sewer and say, oh, you need to change that valve? I mean, how do you fix something like that?
You get a whole lot of people The more people you have, the easier it is to fix. But you also, you go and you look at all the accounts. And if you've got someone who's a business person, I've done some management consulting. So I just ran my management consulting review of the whole thing. And I could see that the numbers absolutely didn't work. Year on year, they weren't comparing the accounts. So you never knew from year on year what was happening. That in itself is a red flag. And it was things that everyday people could see. It wasn't rocket science. So you go look at the budgets, you ask the questions, and you say, how come you haven't released any audits for the last 3 years? That's kind of suspicious. So there are things like, there are things that everyday people can see. But then there were 3 whistleblowers, and all 3 whistleblowers lost their jobs. Suddenly $11 million that was set aside to do backup systems in case there was a problem with something. All of a sudden it was gone.
Now,
It was just
it's vanished. I mean, did they have offshore bank, the legendary offshore bank, or in Switzerland or something? Or where does that $11 million go? It's not like stealing paper from the office.
The administrator was also the engineer. He owned an engineering company, and he would put in new equipment, and somehow it would never work. So he would have to go in and re-engineer it and re-engineer it and re-engineer it and charge and charge.
Getting more paychecks for doing bad work. It wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't just suddenly doing somebody erasing a zero or something. It was literally, he was just billing and billing and billing and billing.
Yes. And then he put in all his own people to do the same work that the sewer people were doing for about 1/3 of the price. So then we had all of the sewer plant staff and all of his staff doing the same work.
Wow. So what happens? Is that criminal? Yes. Really, it is criminal. Why?
Oh yeah. Well, because he's ripping off the public.
Well, he's saying, I'm doing work and I'm billing you for it, and you're stupid enough to pay me. Is that illegal? Why is that illegal?
Well, he's self-dealing for one. He's sending all the work to his own company, which is a conflict of interest. So what we did is there is the absolute top government corruption guy in the country is Carl Knudsen. And Knudsen was the guy who brought down Oliver North. And the Noriega, that whole thing was brought down by Carl Knudsen. He's also the guy who did the Medellin cartel.
Cartel in Colombia. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Carl did all of that. He was the one who coordinated it all. And so his daughter was a friend of some friends of mine. So I convinced him to come in and look at our area. And it was so bad, he still gets angry because we're not done yet. He still gets angry when we talk about it. And that's how bad it was. It makes him mad. So he came in and he did audits, but it took a lot of the public. We had to show up at meetings for 3 years and basically holler about it at meetings for 3 years. And finally we got those audits done, and those audits went to the district attorney, and the district attorney had to prosecute.
So, and is the guy in jail, or did he have to give back like 10.7 million?
Oh no, he had to give back, I think 69,000.
I'm going into corruption. What am I wasting my time with this rabbinical shit for? I should be corrupting things.
I know, you're in the wrong business. You're in the wrong business. You got to go to the little districts all over the country.
Oh my God. I gotta have my own little island somewhere, just be full of money, and I'd be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll plead guilty. Fine, I'll plead guilty. I stole like $40 million. Here's $150, and
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. Let me ask you. I have a mix of, I know that I have both Republican and Democrat viewers and listeners on this program, or Dave does. So the machine you were dealing with, was it one particular party? Because it's California, I assume it was very left, but I don't know. Or was it everybody?
Well, the thing is, these local posts are supposed to be nonpartisan, and we run nonpartisan, and they, I'm told that 20 years ago it was the Republicans who were corrupt, but right now, this party was my party. It was the Democrats, so I call them the bad Dems. But and not all of them, of course, are corrupt. There are some independent highly principled Democrats, but this was a cartel of bad Democrats. But having said that, the corrupt ones weren't all Democrats. There were some Republicans in there who were corrupt as well. They were just corrupt people. They weren't, it wasn't a particular party. It was people who were corrupt, and
Like,
more of
you
them
get
were
in there
Democrats.
and you're kind of a whistleblower yourself, and you want to
Mhm.
change things and fix things. So you're in there, but at a certain point, something happened. And I also want to ask about this in terms of, like, everybody thinks or thought, well, you bring in pot, right? And it pays for everything. It pays for the schools. It pays for the roads. You make the pot legal. You get it, through American currency. And suddenly, the coffers start whatever. And yet the corruption that you encountered in the biggest way was pot related. And yet when you start going after it, after a while, you just say, fuck this, I quit. What happened?
Well, because it was coming in to a corrupt city council, they didn't choose any of the local companies that had experience, that lived in our town, that had clean track records. The only people that were chosen to open dispensaries in my city were ones with felonies. And so now, when they opened in 2019, we're at 2022, really I'd say within a year or two of those three had people who had felony charges against them. And
Right,
one of them is in jail now.
Hold on. Again, this is now, marijuana is still federally illegal, but it was illegal all over the place. If you was that a felony? So if you say people had felony charges, maybe they were carrying 4 ounces of pot and busted, and that was a felony.
No, these weren't pot charges. These were more serious charges. These weren't related to pot. That wasn't an issue. They were other felony charges. Theft, prostitution.
So how was it that who was looking out for them? Usually criminals have a hard time finding a job. What was the corruption involved where someone was going, I think I want a crook running a dispensary. Let me run that through the local council. I mean, I don't understand. Help.
Well, you hang out with the kind of people who are like you are, and if you want to be getting $100,000 bribes to open a dispensary, then you're gonna invite the people to town who'll pay you to do that. And that's what was happening. The suicide in the title of the book, Sleaze, Lies, and Suicide in a California Beach Town, was a gentleman who came from New Jersey, who was our supervisor, who was taking bribes from the guy who's now in jail. And
this is the Hill guy, right? The
Adam Hill. Yeah. Our New Jersey import. Yeah. Having said that, I mean, it wasn't just cannabis that was corrupt. Our county's been corrupt from day one. And it seems to happen that way. Things start corrupt and they stay corrupt. So he just came into the right place. He came into the right location to do what he wanted to do.
But why did it break your spirit to the point that you had to just, I'm out of here?
Oh, it didn't break my spirit.
Well, then why not stay on?
Because it was 4-1, and every single thing that came before the council had something in it that was corrupt. And so by staying, I was almost condoning a system and saying, yeah, this is a system that's working. By voting on it, I was saying, okay, the system works. It doesn't. It wasn't working. It was really corrupt. I couldn't vote on anything that was legitimate. And I could no longer do anything by being there. I'd been standing up against it for many, many years. And I realized that my time would be better spent to step down and write the book. So I wrote the book. So many of us have been trying for a very long time to get the message out, even higher at a state level, or a national level. And we just hadn't had any success doing it. We hadn't had success with the press and media. We hadn't had success with the judicial system or with the criminal system, with the enforcement. So I said, okay, fine, I'm going to write the blockbuster and I'm going to tell the story. And so it didn't break my spirit. I just decided there's another way to do this. It's not working this way. I'm going to try another way.
As you were saying, it isn't completely better yet or adjudicated yet, but things are better since is it more better?
It's mo better. Yeah, it is better. It's better. There was another sanitary district. This was the recycling district. The Integrated Waste Management Authority
Oh, I know them.
was also had some problems. They were using company credit cards. We sent Carl Knudsen in there too. A group of citizens got together and paid him to go in and audit there. And they were using a government credit card to fix up their kitchens. They renovated their kitchens.
And not the government, their own kitchens and
Yeah, not the government kitchen. No, even that might be a little questionable, but no, their own kitchens. And so there's someone there who's now got charges. And but everybody, there's only one person who's got charges against her. The others all got off, and everybody blamed everybody else. The DA said, well, I can't do anything about it because they bought an enormous shredder and shredded everything. And Knudsen had to take them to court. And he won the court case. He had to take them to court to get the documents to audit them. So, I mean, it was just, this was a government agency.
Start pasting them back together once they were shredded? Did they have to do that kind of thing? No, or they can't.
No, they couldn't do that. No, that's why the DA, the district attorney, could not go after them, because there wasn't enough evidence, because it had all been shredded.
Well, at this point, though, I mean, it's been 30 years since the computer. Couldn't they just say, we want your computers and we want to unerase what you've erased? I mean, I imagine they could have done that.
Oh, yes, except,
huh?
but they were the agency that recycles computers.
This is great. This is so. Well, let me ask you a fair question on the other side of things. Like, you write a book like this, okay? How does it? And you name names and you tell the whole story and you say things about things. How many lawyers does it go through? How many? When you're comfortable, like, putting it out there because you're saying bad things about people. So, and one of them is dead, but not all of them.
Yeah. No, good question. No, the fair question. I went through an attorney on Wilshire Boulevard who worked for MSN, I believe, as an investigative reporter, and then became an attorney. So he looks at scripts and he looks at this kind of thing, and so he gave me some good advice. I didn't write everything in the book. There's more of the story that I didn't tell. Okay. I only used names where I really had to use names in the story. And I would have done that anyway. And if people are a public figure, they're pretty much fair game. Well,
there's public figures, and there's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Tom Cruise, and then there's city council member elect number 5 in
there's still public figures, because we are allowed to criticize our government, and even members of government are allowed to criticize their government. And of course, if it's malicious, that's a different story. If you're doing it maliciously, we're allowed to express our opinions. And if someone's deceased, unless their estate wants to take you on, you're free to say what you wish. The other thing is, I didn't report anything that hasn't already been reported in the press and media. So and of course, I still have to check those sources and make sure that they're credible. But so there's really nothing in the book that I have that hasn't been vetted by me, and also hasn't been documented. I referenced almost everything really carefully.
Yeah, the real critics that I read, there's one, what's his name? Do I have his name? Aaron Oakes. I don't know if you know this person.
Oh, yes.
I think bitching about your book, saying that, two people in a room and possibly doing like a dirty deal or something like that. And then there's a third person in the room and they're guilty by association, because that person was also in the room at the time. So, I mean, how do you even, you're not saying they did something, you're just saying they were in the room. I mean, it's this he said, she said a little bit, no? Or how do you respond to people who say, you're intimating that someone's guilty without any real actual evidence on certain things?
That's not true.
Aha, okay. So the book is very clear about what's really bad and what's sort of like what was happening. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everything that happened, I was either a direct witness or I have paperwork that documents everything that was said.
By the
depositions way, or court depositions, or other city council meetings, videoed meetings, that sort of thing.
Now, people want to buy the book. They go to debbiepeterson.com or wherever, or Amazon or whatever.
Yeah, or Amazon. And if you just Google Happiest Corruption. So that's the first book, The Happiest Corruption, Sleaze, Lies, and Suicide in a California Beach Town. And that's just Google happiest corruption. And I wrote that one to get people's attention, to say, if you don't pay attention, here's what can happen. And then I've got the follow-up one, which just came up, and that's City Council 101. So I'm going to be doing a series, Integrity 101. And the next one after that's going to be We the People 101.
Which
And,
about what? About what citizens can do to, or what?
yeah, like that's the first question you asked me. What's the everyday person do if they want to get involved? And so in each case, I want to, for the city council members and then for We the People, I want to help people streamline it, because it takes a long time to really understand it. And if you understand it, it's much easier to have a positive effect there.
So are you completely, do everyone go into politics again? Because you're selling real estate now. Which
yeah.
there's no corruption there, but
Yeah, and of course not. No. Our former president will tell you there's no corruption in real estate. But I've been doing real estate all along for 25 years, and that's how I, supported myself while I was the mayor and everything else. So I will continue. I like doing that. I'll continue to do that. And no, I have absolutely no interest in being an elected representative again. I served for 15 years, and I think that's a good long time to serve.
But where do you think real estate, now that they're raising the rates, I mean, has real estate taken a hit, or are things still kind of selling, or they're selling a little slower? Or, I mean, what, the next year or two, where do you see it going?
I think it may not be as bad as we think. And of course, everyone says, oh, you would say that you're a realtor. Our economists are good. The National Association of Realtors and the California Association, the economists are good. They know what they're talking about. They're usually right. And what they're saying right now is, yes, the number of homes selling, of course, is going to slow down. But when the number of homes selling slows down, then that keeps the prices solid, because there's less inventory. So it's, it's all still market driven, because people still have to buy and sell. People are still moving, changing jobs, whatever, for whatever personal reasons that they want to move.
Are home prices stabilizing at least, or is it still or
they're saying it's still going to rise a little bit? I have a hard time swallowing that, believing that, because certainly the last 3 homes I've sold since June, the last clients I've been working with, they've gone down. They've gone down a little bit. Not hugely, but a little bit, just a little bit. And it's
to make up for, instead of a house being 4%, suddenly it's like 7.5 or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, that's so hard for people. Yeah, it makes a huge difference on their monthly payments. Yeah.
Now, before I have to go, and you're staying on to play the quiz with Dave and the other people. But one of the reasons we also had you on is we've been talking about real estate. We've been talking about politics. We've been talking about all these other. But at one point, you were also like a baker, restaurateur, cafe person. Not even in America. What the hell were you doing in Scotland?
Well, I was a member of a Presbyterian church when I was a kid, and we used to do exchanges with the Church of Scotland. They're the same church. And so I got to know a lot of Scottish kids. When I got out of college, I wanted to go work abroad. I figured I had a degree in communication. I better go where they more or less speak English. So I went to Scotland. I knew people there. And my mother had started a company in California, a little cookie company that went very well. And after doing some marketing in Scotland, I thought, oh, that would work in Great Britain. So I launched carrot cake and brownies and chocolate chip cookies in Scotland and England, and they really took off. Even Margaret Thatcher liked them. The prime minister.
Hold on. If you were in an exchange program, weren't you there for like 6 months or a year? How would you start a business and everything, or what?
Well, eventually I went over there to work for a couple of years, and I had a work permit, because at that time I was allowed in because you couldn't get they didn't have a communications degree available at that time in Great Britain. So I had a unique qualification. So I was able to work over there. And then by the time I had a company with 100 employees, they wanted me to stay because I was creating jobs. The male unemployment in the shipyards in Glasgow was 33%. So that's where I was, and they wanted me there, and that's how. Oh, I told you that's how I became. I was the cookie queen to most people, but I was the bagel queen on Sunday mornings.
Some old Yid called you this, right? Tell us.
Yeah. I loved making bagels, and I learned how to do that in a home ec class in college. And so I supplied bagels to the U.S. Navy, the submarine station there in Greenock, Scotland.
Stop. So, how you can't even make bagels at home? Don't you need one of those big boily vat things to make a bagel?
Yeah.
So how's this like? Oh, you have a bagel vat in your kitchen, in your Catholic kitchen there, or Presbyterian? Excuse me.
Yeah.
What are you doing with a bagel vat?
But just big old pots. Yeah, you have to make the dough and let it rise, and then punch it down and let it rise again, and then you cut the bagels we did it with cookie cutters, with donut cutters, and then you throw them in the hot water and you boil them, and then you take them out and then you bake them.
Wow.
And that's why they're fun to make. They're interesting.
Now, why is it people say that you can get good? It's not true, but that you can only get good bagels in New York, and they can't. What is the secret of a good bagel wherever you're making bagels?
Oh, I don't know what the secret is. I don't know how to tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I don't know.
Because you have to.
But I always think my bagels are pretty good.
Well, I'm sure yours were. Did you have different flavors? Did you do like the everything? Yeah, I love the everything.
No, I just did plain bagels. You know what? I think the secret is just do a plain bagel.
Yeah.
I think that's a secret. That's a real bagel. Real bagels don't have all that other stuff in them.
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, yes, they do. Everything, onion, garlic, all the things that make a Jew's breath be as horrible as it is.
Cheese. Yeah.
Ostago, they do the thing.
By the time you put salmon and cream cheese on them, that's pretty, and have,
but wait, didn't you make a terrible mistake, though? Didn't you make
oh my gosh, yes. Well, see, they were really popular in the south side of Glasgow, where there's a big Jewish community. So I was really busy. Every Sunday morning I had to deliver all these bagels, and which, I like to sleep in on Sunday morning. That was a challenge for me. And then but everybody loved them because mine were the cheapest bagels. And then someone said, "Are your bagels kosher?" And I said, what do I need to do to make my bagels kosher?
You said, did you actually say, what is kosher? I
said, yeah. What do I need to do? I'll make them kosher. And they said, well, you need to ask the rabbi to bless your bakery. And then I said, okay, so what would make my bakery kosher? And I realized I wasn't going to be able to make my bakery kosher because I baked with other things that weren't kosher.
Were you using lard for some of the other things? Were you making like brownies with lard? Because I don't think we used lard for anything, but we mixed milk and stuff, and I think we put milk in the bagels. I don't think there's no harm in that.
No, I wish you'd been around then.
I would have blessed everything.
Because Ben and Jerry came over.
Yeah.
And Ben and Jerry came over because we served their ice cream.
Those sons of bitches.
Cafes. So I should have had you come over.
Yeah, no, Ben and Jerry would kick their asses out the door with them and Zionism bastards. Hope they die. No, but
they were good guys then.
Yeah, then they were all right. But see, you taught me so much about corruption that basically you would have given me a big pile of money. I would have said, oh, this is what I'm blessing. I bless this. This is
yes. I could have paid you. I could have paid you to do it. Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, it would have been perfect. But I didn't know about, well, I did a little bit, but not so much about corruption then. Yeah. So then all after that, I could only supply them to the submarine base because after that they weren't kosher anymore. So I got to sleep in on Sunday mornings after that.
Well, do not sleep in for the rest of this Saturday because you are sticking around now to play the Today Yesterday quiz with Dave Lefkowitz and Leslie Hoban Blake and Vicki Quade. It's going to be so much fun. But however, Rabbi Sal Solomon, I've got to get back to temple. I've got to light some more of these candles here. So first of all, I want to remind people, you got to get the books by Debbie Peterson, The Happiest Corruption, and also City Council 101. They are going to be available. They are available from Amazon, from your website, happiestcorruption.com, DebbiePeterson.com. Do you have a citycouncil101.com or maybe .org?
No, just go to Amazon City Council or go to my website. Mm-hmm. Debbie
Peterson, Peterson. She's not like those fucked up Norwegian spellings. Peterson.com. Now, Debbie, just stick. I'm going to play a little Jew music for you. And so don't go away, and then you'll be playing the game. But it's been just so much fun and so delightful and so informative talking to you. I do wish that if you could send over like some bagels for my congregation this afternoon, it could really.
No problem.
Oh, and Mary, you know what, Miss to you. That also, I'm gonna say that to you too, for being here on you know what, Miss Eve. It's very, very special to us. Thank you. Everybody, don't go away. Hey, guys,
Dave.
Hey, how are you? Oh, gotta love Rabbi Saul Solomon's music here in the Daverhood on this Saturday morning, December 24th, 2022. We are here with Debbie Peterson, the author, and Vicki Quade, also an author and an actress. She is, of course, the co-creator of Late Night Catechism, speaking of all things church-wide,
Wow.
as well as Nuns. Are you doing Bible bingo, or which is the one that you're doing?
Oh, no, we're doing Christmas bingo now.
Christmas bingo, of course. Now, where are you, Vicki?
I'm in Chicago. I'm here now. I
Oh,
finally,
you're left-handed. Okay, yeah.
I have to get my hair, because it looks like a mess.
I thought you were the habit today.
Screw
Wear the
It looks
outfit.
good.
No, looking so. How are you? Happy holidays to you, of course.
Thank you, and to you too. Thank you. 2 more days of Hanukkah, right? No, 3 more days. It ends
No,
on
well,
the
2.5. One more
Yeah.
tonight. One more to see. We even had Rabbi Saul Solomon light our candelabra.
Lovely.
Yeah, he did
Lovely.
a beautiful job. It was moving. Or at least I moved my bowels while he did it. But Leslie, are you there? We're not going to have video on Leslie. Leslie needs to unmute, but we have her. We should
Here.
have. Hey,
I'm here.
Good morning to you.
Hello,
Good morning.
Leslie.
Hi, am I going to stay those 2 little white blobs? I sent you a really nice picture on my Google. I guess it
No.
didn't go through.
I texted you, Leslie. I can't put a photo.
No, I know. So I went in and I changed the picture that you usually have of me. And it's not coming up. Don't worry about it. Nobody needs to see me. Hi, Vicki, dear. Well, how cold is it where you are?
Oh, it's pretty cold.
We're 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yesterday was -35, but then it
Oh,
that
God.
hurt the wind chill. The wind chill was negative,
That
but then it
hurt my
warmed up
body
to
just to hear those
-25.
words.
But I think right now it's maybe like 7 degrees outside or something like that.
Geez.
So,
I have not been out I went out once since Thanksgiving. I've been ill, which is
oh,
why I'm not, I noticed you fixing your hair and I thought, isn't that a luxury? I don't know I don't even look at my hair. I pulled it back in a ponytail 2 weeks ago and I haven't changed. That's it.
Well, Leslie, it's. I hope you're feeling better.
I actually have turned a corner this morning. But I'm so full of pain medication that I'm so doped. I'm literally dopey. It took me 9 hours yesterday with a nap in between to get half of my tipping done for the building. Just
wow.
counting the money and writing the notes exhausted me.
Debbie, the only way we can win is if Leslie's a little loopy. So
Yeah, well,
it's a
I
positive thing
confess-
for us.
Wait, who's Debbie? I don't see Debbie.
Well, so let me explain to Leslie that we're here not only with Vicki Quade, whom you know, of course, very, very well, but with a lady named Debbie Peterson, who was the former mayor of Grover. What was it? Where was it in California?
Grover Beach, and
Grover
it's beautiful here today. 70
Oh
degrees.
my God, I hate you. I hate you.
We all hate you now. I'm in Maryland.
We're looking out the window, we can
breeze.
see the dunes and the whales.
Yeah,
and-
keep talking,
Earthquakes.
lady. Keep talking. I'm
Earthquakes, that's all we
now.
say. Earthquakes, tsunamis.
Oh,
And then
So-
I'm gonna go bake some bagels.
But yeah, she has
make
done
your
that.
own bagel. Okay, you're back on my good list. You were on my naughty list there, but now you're on my good list.
Anyway, so that's whom we are here with, Leslie, and it's good to hear your voice. And I'm glad you, as you've said turned the corner. We're going to turn the corner on this conversation, though, and move directly into our today, yesterday trivia quiz.
Well, it's another all-female. I like it when it's an all-female.
Oh,
Yeah, we're going to see who's the extra genius here.
Oh,
Oh.
see how quick he is? He is so freaking
trademark,
Thank you.
trademark.
Wait, I just lost you. Wait, I'm coming back.
We hear you. We hear you, Leslie. You're with us.
Okay,
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Yep.
No? Okay.
Good.
Okay. So Debbie, let me explain the rules to you. I don't suppose you've watched an episode. Oh, you have. You actually knew Rabbi Sal a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I've heard you before. I don't know where, but somehow you've come out to California.
I pinged up to a satellite somewhere like 50 years ago, and I was just, how the waves take years and years and years, and then suddenly it's coming there. I was only 20 when he heard me, but it's a simple game. We just have a few questions to ask, 2 rounds of 1 question each. A trivia question is worth 2 points if you get it right. If you don't get it right, one of the other contestants gets to steal the question.
You have to send us money, Debbie. That's how it works. If you don't get it right,
yes, right. And the
money's
winner has to
involved.
buy drinks, right?
Oh, and the one thing I forgot to do, and shame on me, but I'm going to do it right now. Debbie, could you kindly, since you're our newbie in the Daverhood, could you think of a number between 1 and 6 and tell me what it is?
4.
Debbie with a 4. Leslie, I'm gonna assume you're 6.
Oh, absolutely. I've been 6 since Thanksgiving. Thank you. Yes.
And Vicki.
I'll take 3.
Vicki with a big old 3. All right, here we go. What I'm going to do, Debbie, is I'm going to roll a digital die on the computer. It's like a actually literally rolladie.net. And so whatever comes up, hold on, let's see. Well, that didn't change. Let's do this one. 2. We don't have a 2. Okay, hold on. 5. We don't have a 5. Yeah, this goes on for a while. Vicki, 3. So Vicki, you get to choose. Do you want to go first, second, or third?
Oh, I'll go first.
Vicki going first. I'm going to roll the die again. Come on, do it up. 6. Leslie, do you want to go?
I love going second. You know that.
Leslie goes second. So Debbie, you also get a little sense of the game by going third. Okay.
Great.
So, and
Not a bad thing, Debbie. If we all miss it, it gives you a lot of information.
Right, exactly.
Oh, well, I'm cheating anyway because I got my son and his dad here.
all right, no looking on telephones. It
no.
has to just be from the brain. So they can't cheat that way. But yes, you can have partners. Vicki, is there anybody near you that you can ask or help? Do you have a phone a friend? No.
Not that I can see.
All right.
Except for the delivery guys who come occasionally to bring me food. No, there's nobody here.
Leslie. So here's the deal. I'm going to start with the first question. The only other thing you need to know,
Leslie.
Debbie, is that some of the questions have to do with things that happen on this day in history. So it's December 24th, Christmas Eve. So it'll be like on December 24th of this date, blah, blah, bloody, bloody, blue. So Vicki, are you ready for question?
Debbie, be warned. That's just a jumping off point, Debbie. The questions are going to go far, far away from what he just said.
It has nothing really to do.
We just want to
You'll see.
To give you a level playing ground. We just want to warn you. That's all.
There's no point. There's no money there.
And tell her if she doesn't know the answer, she can plug her book.
That's right. Anytime you can either, instead of passing, you can just say, go to debbiepeterson.com and buy my books.
Yeah.
So that always do that. Yeah. So are you ready, Vicki, for your
I
first?
am.
Here we go. The year was 1568.
Oh, God.
Violent rebellion ensues in Granada, Spain, when Moriscos, Muslims who were forced to convert to Catholicism.
Morisco means shrimp.
Morisco, I know, but that's what they're called. I don't know why they were called that. But anyway, violent rebellion ensues in Granada when Moriscos revolt against the Spanish crown. It lasts for 3 years, with the Muslims in name only ultimately exiled. So which of these is false about the Andalusian city of Granada? So not Grenada, the country. This is about Granada in Spain.
Okay, all right.
A, Queen Isabella of Columbus fame is buried there. B, the city's symbol is a pomegranate.
Ooh.
C, the original architects of the Alhambra fortress and palace intentionally made a few mistakes.
Ooh.
Or D, Lope de Vega's house is there now as a small museum.
Ooh.
Lope de Vega.
Mm.
Could be any of that.
Sure, it's not Cardi B.
Cardi Bebega.
The city of Granada, just the city.
Yeah.
So it's a pomegranate. The queen is buried there. They intentionally made mistakes. And someone else is buried there. Okay. Oh no, the house. There's a house there.
Okay.
Oh, geez, that's now a museum. Boy, oh boy. And Debbie, sometimes you gotta like, okay, you gotta think these through because there might be a little trick and somebody's buried, but not there, or maybe somebody is, but it's not that queen, or the pomegranate may not be the symbol. I have no idea. So I'm gonna say the pomegranate is not the symbol, even though I'm sure I'm wrong.
Well, if you're sure you're wrong, you probably don't want to go with that one, but is that your final answer?
Sure, why not?
Well, we never want to take you for pomegranate,
Oh.
but you are right in being wrong. That is not the correct answer. The pomegranate is in fact the symbol of the city of Granada in Spain. So what we do, we get to roll the die now. We have a steal opportunity for, well, that was Vicki, that was number 3, okay. And now Leslie, number 6 came up, so.
Oh, okay. Give me B again. I don't remember B. I've got the.
Well, B just got knocked out because B was the city symbol as a pomegranate.
Oh, I thought that was A. Okay, what's A?
A is Queen Isabella of Columbus is buried
Queen.
in Granada. Yeah.
Right, Isabella buried there. Okay. Okay, so I know Lope de Vega. That's La Vida Sueño, I believe, because I used to do what do you call it, international drama. Nobody knows that. They once did it at Repertorio Español, but other than that, I've never seen it done. So Queen Isabella, Lope de Vega, or the mistakes. I'm curious as to why they would make the mistakes. Was it some way of getting back at the rulers?
Or it's false.
But I'm asking, it's the Moors who built the
Yeah.
Well, their aesthetic is less is more, but
oh, funny. There's more stuff all over. I have not been, but I know that there is more stuff all over Spain. And that that 90% of the intellectual capacity left when the Jews and the Moors were kicked out. So, you know, that be that as it may. And the Jews were called conversos. But anyway, all of that to the contrary, I have no idea about this. So I'm going to go with that my logic being that the only rebellion they could make would be small mistakes in the building that nobody would pick up. Can you hear me?
yeah,
I thought I stupefied you or something. You just
But Leslie, one is false. So if you think that's true, then that's not it.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Look, I'm very doped up, guys. I'm weaning myself off stuff, but you have no idea. Okay, so it's either Queen Isabella or Lope de Vega. I don't think Queen Isabella. What city are we talking about again? Granada. I don't think she would want to be buried in Granada. She would want to be buried in some major city, much more major city than Granada. So I will say Isabella is not buried there.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I think so. Have I wandered too far afield again? I'm sorry.
Well, Santa Maria, that is not the correct answer.
Okay.
Queen Isabella is
Good luck,
buried in
Debbie.
Granada. Oh my God, Debbie, this is exciting because you have
Good luck, Debbie.
Yeah.
You only got 2 choices. That's good.
Okay, so I think the correct one, I think it's true that they made mistakes in the cathedral. So I think it has to be the other one, which is the museum, which seems pretty logical too. But I don't know anything about that one. So I'm going to say it was the one about the house that turned into the museum is the false one.
Is the false one. That it's not true that Lope de Vega's house, you're saying it is not.
That's
true.
the false one.
Lope de Vega's house is there and now a small museum. Final answer?
Final.
Well, some might call you a little bit loopy, but I say you're Lope because you got 2 points. Yeah,
Good girl.
Thank you,
Very good.
ladies. Thank you. It's really down to the 2 of you.
So here's the actual true and false stuff. First of all, Granada is the Spanish word for pomegranate. So there you go. Who knew? And this is Vicki, you especially are going to appreciate this. The reason that the original architects of the Alhambra intentionally made a few minor mistakes in this incredible masterpiece is that they felt only God can make a perfect building.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, I knew that.
Oh,
I
you heard it.
remember reading that one time. Yeah.
oh, no, I thought it was the other way around.
And here's the deal. I should have looked this up. I don't know where Lope de Vega is, but Federico Garcia Lorca is buried in Granada. Granada, sorry. Franco banned him, but since Franco's death, he's become Spain's most honored 20th century writer. So there
Yes.
you
As he should be. He was a wonderful writer.
go. So yeah, we have a 2-point lead for our newbie. And let me tell you something, Debbie.
Wow.
That is amazing, because a lot of time when we get newbies on here, they don't get any points at all. So you're already ahead of the game and doing
Wow.
fantastically well. So yeah,
Because
yeah.
I wore my Hanukkah blue.
Actually, I should have worn white. We got Vicki in red.
Red, white, and blue.
You're
There
blue.
you
I had
go.
white. Oh,
And
well,
I
white
can tell
behind
you, I'm
you.
not wearing anything, but I am. It's okay.
there
I'm
we
wearing-
go.
I'm wearing white because all I can put over the shingles are white t-shirts. That's my problem. No, but
See, I
it's
told you,
finally.
Leslie, you should
I'm
have gotten
finally-
aluminum siding, not shingles. But
Oh
well,
yeah. Well, no, I'm finally feeling humanoid today, and it's not as painful for the first time in 14 days.
yeah.
They
So
tell you
Leslie,
about
actually, I really did have. This is not a joke. I had shingles about 20-something years ago, like under sort of the armpit. It was not pleasant. They're like a little bumpy and they hurt. You know, but
It's
you
the
had
hurting.
yeah.
It's the hurting, and I have it in the front and the back. So
Mm.
I'm
and I'm
sorry,
really
Leslie.
lucky, so.
Well, I would.
Which is why you're not seeing me on camera.
Well, tell Leslie, they do say that laughter is the best medicine, so
There
maybe
you
that.
So watch something funny after this stupid.
That's right. I'm doing my best, guys.
Or really, you should put on a nice outfit and go with shingles bar. But you know,
Jeez.
yeah.
Now that one was really funny.
Well, thank you. All right, so we have another question in our yesterday quiz on this December 24, 2022 on Dave's Gone By. This question is going to go directly to Leslie Hoban Blake. She's unseen at the moment, but we can hear her and you can hear us, right, Leslie?
Yeah.
Yes, but I should play the Twilight Zone theme. Yes, I'm here.
So the year, Leslie, was 1818.
Oh, and that was a good year. I remember that year. Go ahead.
It's almost palindromic, isn't it? If you just, well, not really.
Yes.
At a
almost.
church in Oberndorf, Austria, performed for the very first time in public, is the song Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht by
Okay.
Franz Xaver Gruber and lyricist Joseph Moore. Everybody, even Jews, knows the first verse of the English translation of Silent Night. But which of these is not a lyric in the next two verses?
Oh.
Vicki's probably like, I know this, I know that. Right.
Okay. Not. Okay, gotcha.
Which is not a lyric in the next two verses of Stille Nacht, Heilige Nacht. And I could be a real asshole and read these in German, but no. A, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. B, radiant beams from thy holy face. C, he will bring us goodness and light. Or D, shepherds quake at the sight.
Okay, I know this. But I know that A and D are in the lyrics. I know that for a fact. I used to sing in a choir. So
Are you eating?
yes, I'm allowed to do that because I'm not on camera.
You could wait until somebody else's question was to stuff your face, Leslie.
I'm sorry. I apologize. But okay, now I'm not eating anymore. I'm very sorry.
No,
I didn't realize how rude that was.
it's fine. It's fine. I'm trying to make you go. Yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I mean it's my turn. I know. Okay.
Brave. You're
So
doing
I know that A and D are true. I'm not sure about D and C, B and C. Read B.
I've had a
again.
D and C. It was painful. So B is radiant beams from thy holy face. C is he will bring us goodness and light.
I'm really confused because I don't recognize either of those lyrics.
And are you saying it's in just the next stanza?
One of the next two stanzas. There's three.
Oh,
stanzas.
the next two stanzas. Ah, that's sneaky. Okay. That's why I don't recognize it. I don't think we ever went past the second one. Okay.
And then there's the Seinfeld lyric, which is the Joseph co stanza. But don't go there.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I know.
It's not, his name wasn't Joseph. That's why it doesn't work. Oh, I see. All right.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
Wait,
I
what?
know.
George. His name was
Makes
George.
the joke.
George.
Yes.
Oh, damn it. Blew
That's
the
okay.
joke. Okay, sorry.
Well, I mean, but there is a Joseph in the Bible, so I thought maybe you did. I thought maybe you
I
went really
blew the
deep.
joke.
He's
I thought it was
kind
a
of big
really
in the
deep
Bible.
dive there. I'm going to say that the face.
He
with the
never
green-
speaks in the Bible, though.
He doesn't?
There's
Joseph?
no words from Joseph in the Bible. No, none.
Joseph was not allowed to speak ever. God made sure about that. You know, he comes
Very
in,
made sure
he
about that.
comes in, he copulates with his wife, and he says, "Now you keep this on the down low." That's the way that one went. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Oh, Christmas Eve. This is, yeah, okay.
Oh, I feel so
I'm sorry. Did I spoil the story for anybody? Of course, Joseph doesn't speak. Anyway, he probably had his tongue cut out. Anyway, I'm very sorry. I actually have a little statue of Saint Joseph on my television set, so please forgive me.
Why? You're Jewish. Wait a minute.
I
what?
have
was
a Saint
Joseph.
Anthony when I had
Well,
to when I
Joseph
had to
was
stop-
Jewish too.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
I have a
Joseph,
story to
Mary,
tell.
Jesus, all the
When
apostles, they're all Jewish.
I have both Saint Anthony and Saint Joseph, and here's why. When I had to sell my apartment, my condo, and I couldn't sell it,
Mhm.
somebody said to me, if you bury Saint Anthony or Saint Joseph in the garden,
Joseph.
and I had an outdoor garden, upside down, and within a month I got a buyer, and I thought,
Yeah,
you know,
always.
whether I believe it or not, I've got the little statue, and I put him there, and I can see him every single day, both of them.
That's
But I'm
right.
not sure which one worked.
You're not going to believe this, but I think my mother-in-law did that too. When we were
Okay.
first buying our house in,
Okay.
didn't she take a Saint
Yeah,
Joseph
yeah.
statue? And yeah.
And so I thought the only way that I could pay this back was to leave them both where they could be seen, and they get dusted and all of that. Okay.
But
No,
you know,
so
you gotta
that's-
be careful. When you bury it, it has to be facing the house.
Ollie.
It
Yes,
has
Yes.
to
Oh no,
face the house.
I got the whole story, and I did everything
Right.
that was said to be done.
Because if
And
you
they weren't
bury it
blessed.
sideways, you'll sell your neighbor's house. So you don't want to.
Yeah,
do
right,
that.
right.
Well, and I always feel so guilty. I always have
Yeah,
to
Vicki, why-
apologize to him. You know, you burying him? That seems so
I know that
unkind.
felt really
Is it
terrible.
like hell?
I
Is
know.
it like Dante's hell when he's upside down? Why is he
Yeah,
upside
well,
down?
So
Yeah,
here's
right.
the thing.
He wants
You
out.
bury
That's why
him
he sells the
upside down
house.
To make
Yeah.
him, right, make him, he wants to get out of there, right? He doesn't like that.
Oh.
So he'll help get your house
That
sold.
is
so you
cruel,
can take
though.
him out.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
Dante's
to make them feel better, I have a little Clarabelle cow character that sits with them. So
Oh.
you know, she stands there. She's got a little apron on, so it's very cute.
Wow.
Leslie, half Catholic. We didn't even know it.
Yes. Actually, that's true. My grandmother, I was actually baptized. My grandmother stole me out to a midnight mass, I think, when my mother wasn't looking, and had me baptized.
So you're a cashew. That's what you are.
I am a
Never
cashew.
heard it?
It's either a cashew or a half a Jew. Whichever
I've
way you
never
wanna
heard
look
that.
at it.
I really.
I
have
like
never heard that.
cashew. I think cashew is a better one. That's great.
Right,
All right.
Catholic
I
Jewish,
still haven't
cashew.
answered the question.
No, you
So I'm
haven't.
going
yeah.
to go with
Forgive it.
B. I'm going to say that B is not in there. His face has beams. It sounds like that ray thing that Trump is doing on his card. Was it with the lights coming out of his eyes? I don't think so.
No. So you're saying
Radiant beams, right, from his eyes.
is not that radiant beams from thy holy face is not in.
I think that's a Trump thing and not a God thing. Yes.
Radiant beams from thy holy face.
Well, hey, Ben,
Beams an actual
you actually, boy, my punishment is I have to hear you sing. Is that the way that goes? Okay,
Thank you.
I got it wrong.
Die roll time. Leslie go 6. I go 4. 4 is Debbie.
Oh, I know which one it is. He
Debbie,
will
you're
bring
gonna
us
work-
goodness and light is the one that's not in there.
You're gonna bring this game home to California, man.
Is that your final answer, Debbie?
That's my final answer.
I will not give you an extra point if you can say where that line comes from.
Oh no, I have to sing the whole thing now. You mean,
No,
oh, he
what's
will
the
bring us. Oh, holy night.
Bingo! Wow, I would almost give you 3 points on that. It's no, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, haha, I'm wrong here.
Oh, it's
You
not
got-
Oh, holy night.
It's not from all. It's actually from Do You Hear What I Hear?
Oh,
yes.
Do you?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
But what I hear is that Debbie Peterson has 4 points in the game. Oh my God!
Debbie, excellent.
Wow. Well, my son's a music major. I should have gotten that one, and he's sitting here, so I had to get it right.
You got it right.
And
And
he
it's-
agreed with me.
And you notice how they were right, how good it is to go third? Because you know,
Yeah.
you get the leftovers. It's nice. But
But
now,
no, but she just stole that because you rolled her die.
oh,
So she
well,
didn't go third.
Oh, that's true.
you're right about
Are you
that.
calling foul? Are you calling a foul on that one?
I'm just correcting, that's all.
Okay, all right.
Well, here's the deal, Debbie, you can take a commanding lead because this next question goes directly to you, right? This
Uh-oh.
and the first round of our game. But here's the deal. Here's this is kind of a special question that we ask.
Oh, good luck on this, Debbie.
Uh-oh.
It's called change one letter.
Oh, I like that one.
She likes that one, yeah. But this is so here's the deal. Each of these is worth 1 point. Okay, I'm going to do a dumb little poem.
Sorry, hold on.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
gonna mute.
And there's 2 clues involved, right, for this poem. So one clue or one of the answers will make you think of the other answer. And it's called change one letter because both of the answers are only 1 letter different in the word. I'm going to give you an example. I know that sounds kind of crazy and weird, which it is. But Debbie, this is not the one. This is an example one. So it is. It holds a picture. Well, sorry. It holds any picture you got. Change 1 letter, and it's hot.
Flame.
And
Frame.
bingo. That's
Frame
how.
and flame.
Flame and
Oh,
frame.
so you have to say both words.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For 1 point each. If you get 1, you get 1 point. If you get both, you get 2 points.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
And they rhyme. Oh, well, they
They
don't
do rhyme.
necessarily rhyme. Okay, got it.
And this has to do with someone who was born today, back in 1927. Okay. This Bronx-born writer earned kudos and fame with 50 suspense novels to her name. Change 1 letter and you have found a metal chain making a noisy sound.
Say it again.
Yeah. This Bronx-born writer earned kudos and fame with 50 suspense novels to her name. Change 1 letter and you'll have found a metal chain making a noisy sound.
Clank and rank. Clank and Frank. I'm going to go with Clank and Frank. Clank and rank.
Clank and rank, is that your final answer?
Yeah, it's the best I can do.
Well, the best I can do is give you 1 point because you are partially correct. So Debbie on the board now with 5 points, but we get a steal. We get a steal now. I'm not going to say which part is right, by the way. We got 1 die, 1 of 5, a 1. Come on, a 3, a 2. 2. Who's 2? No, we don't have 2. We have a 4, though, which is Debbie. Come on. 6, Leslie. Leslie.
Well, since you've given me Clank, the only other word I don't know the writer, but I can come up with a name, and that would be blank, in case there's such a name of a writer. I tried P and that was Clank, but B for blank.
So is that your final answer?
It's the only one that I can fit in there. Yeah,
Yes.
that doesn't make any sense.
All
I
right.
don't know this writer, but blank.
Blank. So you're drawing a blank, and blank
I'm
is
drawing a blank, yes. How can you draw a blank? What does it look like?
Yeah, that's a good. That's a good point. Well, if you're drawing Mel blank, you know, it's got a little.
Oh, that's cute. That's good.
Yeah, but that was not a good answer. So,
Okay.
Vicki, you have a shot here.
All right, I was listening to my daughter so give me the clue again. I had told my daughter, I have to go.
Here we go. This Bronx.
I can't eat, but she can take a phone call during the show. Wait a minute.
Well, it's my child. I think that's
I'm being
important.
Yeah,
facetious.
you can
It's
eat,
okay.
Leslie, just not when you're answering. No,
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Okay,
This
so we know
Bronx
Clank
born-
is one of them. Okay, so well, what is the,
And
it's
change
something about an
the letter.
author.
For the other end, this Bronx-born writer earned kudos and fame with 50 suspense novels to her name. Change 1 letter and you'll have found a metal chain making a noisy sound.
Just change 1 letter.
Uh-huh.
So we have Clank.
You have Clank.
Change one letter. Could be any of those letters. Everyone's concentrating on the first letter, but that doesn't necessarily mean. It could be clans. It could be clap. Clank. No, so we know it's clank. It could be crank or just thinking. An author with 50 books. We must know this name, and it's a woman. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I didn't have a chance until just now to think about this. Change one letter. Clank. I don't know. I'll say clang, even though I know it's wrong.
Clan? Or what?
Well, wait. Yeah, clans with a Z. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Or nunsforfun.com from Vicki Quade.
What is it? What's the answer?
I thought you were going to get it because you were on the right track when you said, wait a minute, it doesn't have to rhyme. You're just changing one of the other letters in the name. And the person, do you have a guess on this one?
I don't.
50 suspense novels over the years, written by author Mary Higgins Clark.
Damn it to hell. And I thought about her, but I didn't remember what her name was. That's exactly who I thought about. It was the only woman I could think of who wrote more than Agatha Christie.
Yes, sure.
Mary Higgins Clark, Clank. Right. And as I
Clark,
said, yeah. On Christmas, damn it all day. And so we have the end of round one. Thank goodness we have only 2 rounds of this, but we have Debbie in first place.
He wants us to come, and then he makes fun of us. Why do we?
No, it's just wonderful. It's fun. But it's Debbie with 5 points. So boy, oh boy,
wow, Debbie. This is what we call in card playing. Isn't this a schneid when she's got 5 points and we don't have anything?
Yeah. So this we're going to see how round 2 goes. It's a lead, Debbie. It's not insurmountable, but it is kind of mountable. So let's see how we do. All right. Oh, here we go. I skipped a question. So we begin now with round 2 with Vicki going first. And guess what, Vicki?
It's 3 clues in the news.
It sure is.
All right, I'm gonna write these down.
This is the one I hate, Debbie. This is the one I hate.
All right, here we go.
Oh, so here's the deal. These 3 words are not connected to each other, but they are connected to the word individually that we are looking for. And it has to do with something that is in the news, kind of. All right. Okay. The words are war, petty, minds.
Minds like M-I-N-D-S?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Petty officer, petty minds, closed minds, petty closed, war, something in the news. Well, we had Ukraine in the news. We had the snow, our big giant snowstorm that didn't go anywhere. It was just cold. Windy, petty, something in the news. The report came out, the January 6th report, war report, petty report. What else was in the news? Did somebody die? It's always that. That's always something related to
a lot of times it is, yes.
That's right. War room, petty room, petty offenses, war offenses, offensive mind, petty officer, petty, I did that already. War, ugh, good God, y'all. What's it good for? Absolutely nothing. Minds, closed minds, clever minds. Geez Louise, this is a good one.
Thank you.
This is a good one because it's hard.
She said.
Closed minds. Open minds. Petty, open war. I don't know. It's not right. None of those make sense. War. I don't know. I'm going to say room, even though I know it's wrong.
Room, R-O-M?
Like war room.
Ah, final answer?
Sure, because it's wrong.
Yeah, make room for that answer because it won't be the right one. We're gonna roll the die and see who gets to steal. There's a 1, there's a 4. Who's 4? 4 is, oh my God, Debbie. Can you
Debbie,
steal?
come on, Debbie. You might be able to do it.
Hmm?
Better you than me, Debbie. I got nothing.
Well, my guess is that it's about President Zelenskyy being dressed down when he visited the White House.
Oh, yes. It's the tan suit debacle.
Yeah,
It wasn't even a
yeah.
suit. It was, I don't know what that was.
No, but it's
It was
that
his-
whole thing.
his-
How dare he
Yeah,
wear
his
casual
khaki
clothes?
is
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
That's the best I got.
No, it has to be a word.
What is the word we're looking for, though? What?
Oh,
word?
it's the word you're looking for.
There's like a
Okay.
word that goes with each of those words. I should have.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah, he
Ukraine.
didn't give you the example. Give her the example.
I'll give you an example. If I were to say, here's a make-believe thing, Debbie. There's sort of like, here's a fake one. Let's see if you get it. So if I were to say the 3 words are spider, shines, and pox, what word goes with all 3 of those? Like blank, spider, or spider blank, blank shines, or blank.
Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So the answer to that is monkey.
Right, for monkey shines, monkey pox, and
Oh, I see. There's one word that goes
Yes,
with
all
all
three
of
of
those.
those.
That's the problem. I
Oh,
can
okay.
come up with multiple
been-
words, but nothing that
Okay.
goes with all 3 of them.
I know, it's hard. This is a good one.
it's so rare to have quiet on the program.
Struggling here, struggling. Yeah, sorry, we're not supposed to have dead air. Okay, let's see. I'm stuck on this one. Okay, I think everybody should go see my podcast on Corruption Chronicles.
Can I find that at debbiepeterson.com?
You can link to it, debbiepeterson.com or on YouTube. Yeah, and I'm going to pass.
Oh, okay. Well, Leslie, you said you were not having luck.
Oh, not at all. The only word I'm stuck on the word games. You know,
There's
as
no
a
word
word game,
games.
but I can't
No.
come
Oh,
up with
sorry,
That's a
no.
good one.
MINDS, right? Minds.
Mhm.
I can't. Beautiful minds is the only thing I can think of. And petty, I can't even put another word with petty. Other
Well,
than Tom.
officer,
I mean, I
petty
can put Tom
officer.
with petty, but that's about it. So I'm gonna pass also. I'm really sorry. I'm stupid this
Oh.
morning. I'm
So
totally
what is it?
stupid.
We can mention that Leslie is the I can say this, the co-host of 2 on the Aisle, which features Charlie Gross, and they review theater and talk about the theater every 2 weeks, which you can watch on YouTube and also on Manhattan Neighborhood Network. But, oh my gosh, how do I even, let's say, this isn't the news, so the words were war, petty, minds. I can give a
It's criminal. Criminal.
War
Ah.
criminal. Petty criminal, I
Petty
guess.
criminal,
petty
war,
criminals.
Criminal minds.
war, criminal,
Oh.
and criminal minds. Okay, no, it didn't come to me.
And it had to do with the House recommending that the former
Sure.
president of the United States be brought up on criminal charges
Sure.
for the whole January 6th thing.
Okay,
Yeah, I thought it was a fair.
Is that
clue.
hard?
it was good. No, it was
No,
you
that
made
was
us.
good.
We didn't
It
get
was
it.
good.
Well, I have
It was
more
very good.
obviously to think about these things. So we're going to get away from the weird questions and, well, sort of a more normal-ish one. And this will be a fill in the blank that will go directly to Leslie.
Go, Leslie.
All right, Leslie, you ready?
Okay, go ahead.
The year was 1945.
Oh, did you tell
Oh, wait.
Leslie?
Yeah. Oh, I
Leslie.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so We made the waffles with your dreidel waffle maker. They were delicious.
It worked. It actually worked, huh?
It was delicious.
I thought it was a little bit like an easy bake oven or something. You know, you have to put a light bulb in it or something like
No,
that.
yeah,
No?
it worked just great. We made 2 rounds of, cause she got us a little, a DoorDash,
I'll go get it.
waffle. Joyce is gonna bring it up. And it has the imprint of a dreidel on it when you make a.
Oh,
it's really
adorable.
great. It is good.
Adorable.
Hmm. So
Well, they have a new house. I thought every house should have a dreidel maker, you know.
she's right. She's absolutely right. You know, and the menorah makers are just too complicated. You lift them out, the candle, things fall off, and they're not good. So
Yeah, it's
but
all that tallow lying around for the candles, right? Go ahead.
no more stalling now. Leslie, 1945. Well,
That's all you said. I wasn't stalling. All
No,
you
I-
said was 1945. What was I supposed to guess?
1945.
My brother was born. Okay, that's all right. That's it. That's what I know from 1945. Go ahead.
The answer was actually your brother. Well done, Leslie. Yes, I-
Okay,
2
thank you.
points.
You're just giving it to me because I'm sick. Okay, go ahead.
There we go. Born today in Stoke-on-Trent is this musician, known for his raspy voice, rumbling bass playing, and rock and roll chops in such bands as the Rockin' Vickers, Hawkwind, and most of all, Motorhead. His birth name was Ian Fraser Kilmister, but his friends and fans call him what?
Ian, what, Kilmister?
Ian.
Show the pictures on my phone.
Okay.
Get the pictures.
Oh, that's right. We took
I
pictures of
took
the
nice
waffle. Hold
pictures.
on.
I don't know why I'm getting this like a ding dong.
Well, wait, we do it. This is what Leslie sent us in the mail. So we thank her very much. This is the, you can't even see it, but here's the DoorDash waffle maker.
I can see it.
Leslie,
I can see it. We can
oh,
see it.
oh, well, here we go. Wee! Ta-da!
Oh,
Isn't that great?
yeah.
Is that, and it made,
Do they taste better? And can you make latkes in it?
you have to make them kosher.
Here, wait,
so-
just be
wait.
careful how far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
She took a lot of
11.
pictures.
You took 10 pictures of the waffles?
So go this way and swipe toward the window, like swipe.
all
You're
right.
getting a slideshow of the waffles. This is hysterical.
A little closer. There's
Oh,
the
oh,
actual
there they are.
waffle. Isn't that pretty?
Oh,
And there's the
See?
one with the dreidel.
Oh, that's great.
There's David.
There's me.
and there's a happy David.
Me hungry.
You see the, it's beautiful.
Excellent. We love
Did you
that.
post this on your Instagram page?
I love that. All
Look
of
at
it.
that.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's just frightening. Yeah, okay. Oh, and there's.
That's really fun. I'm happy I gave you such great enjoyment.
Aw.
I can't begin to tell you.
Well,
Can
yeah,
you make
we
can
just
you
have
make
one-
latkes in it? Is what I asked you.
We don't have a potato shredder, and it's a war crime in this house to make anything with potato.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, we
oh,
can't even
okay.
explain,
All right.
there's too much to explain with that, but yeah.
All right. So I was asking, his name was something Kilmeade. What was the whole
Okay,
name again?
so the musician's name, his birth name was Ian Fraser Kilmister.
Jesus, what a name.
Hmm.
Well, since names come from what people used to do, his name is Kilmister. Hello, potato. Are you getting an Is Potato shirt? All of the proceeds go to the war effort if you get it from Stephen Colbert?
Oh, I didn't think of that, but no. Because, as much as I support the Ukrainians, I'm not actually going to physically support the Ukrainians, but there you go.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna order that T-shirt.
Are you
Is
really?
Yeah, but
potato.
make sure you order it from Stephen Colbert because
Oh,
that
yeah,
money
no,
goes to the war.
absolutely.
The rest of it is just other people trying to cash in on it.
Oh, yeah. No, you're
Okay.
right.
I want to be
Stoke
one of
on
those people
Trent.
cashing in. That's the,
I've come for long enough. Stoke-on-Trent, Motorhead. Now the problem is I don't know Motorhead. I mean, I know the Clash. I'm trying to think of somebody and you didn't tell us what he played, so I don't know if he's a singer or a musician. Oh, he's a musician. You said
Actually,
he's a
I
musician.
did tell you what he, let me read the
Read it one more
again.
time, please. Yeah.
Born today in Stoke-on-Trent is this musician known for his raspy voice, rumbling bass playing, and rock and roll chops in such bands as the Rockin' Vickers, Hawkwind, and most of all, Motorhead. His birth name was Ian Fraser Kilmister, but his friends and fans called him what?
Stinky.
Not Stinky.
Stinky would have been a good name.
Well, he'd be in his 70s now.
They just dumped him out on the thing.
Is he still alive?
I can tell he's not.
Oh, he's not. Okay. Oh, well, all right. And that,
That's a little clue.
yes, it is, but not good, not enough for me. Because he's a bass player. I don't really know bass players, drummers, there was a guy in Joy something or other. They did a whole movie about him, but I don't think he was a bass player. I have no idea. Guys, you're more than welcome to my chance there. I'm not going to win anyway. She's got 5 points, so there's nothing I can do. This is not a good day.
Charlie Gross, 2 on the aisle.
That's right, 2 on the aisle.
Yeah. 2 on the aisle. The thing is, of course, between Hanukkah and my illness, we haven't done a thing this month. I mean, I got sick right after Thanksgiving. Charlie's been going to the theater. I think he's doing little 1-minute things on his own. And I told him to bring in guest critics because I just can't do it. I'm not going back. I think I got sick at the theater. I'm afraid to go back now. I don't know what to do. It's a long story, but you don't want to hear that now. Maybe before we end. Okay. So,
are you moving to Connecticut at some point, or are you not?
Well, no, I don't. Now that I'm with an illness, I realize that my network is here in New York. People have called and done things for me. I wouldn't know anybody in Connecticut. I think that would be a very bad move. The more I think about it, I think I didn't realize how much I have a network because I didn't need anybody.
Well,
and now I suddenly needed things, and people were, "What can I do for you?" And that was just amazing. And
my wife obviously is a gerontologist, and her whole thing is about this idea of aging in place and the idea of what is your home and where's your home. And it's like, it isn't the wall, it's the neighborhood, it's the community.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Support system. Yeah.
I mean, I would move to New Haven and then say it's only an hour and a half to get back to New York. I'd say, what is wrong with me? That's not the way to look at it. It's stupid. I'm already here. And the problem is my rent's going to go up $1,000 a month. So I have to work that out. I'm going to empty the storage space and then that'll even itself out.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, let's roll the die and see who gets to steal. La, la, la.
Yes, please. I'm so sorry for that whole internal monologue.
No, I was curious about what your thought process was on you were mentioning really serious.
Yeah, that I think as much as I enjoyed it, that's not going to be it.
Now, amazingly enough, Debbie.
Debbie, you got it. You got this.
Wow.
This is skewed toward Debbie. This is a Debbie game. You put this.
My brilliant son, not my son, the doctor. He's not a doctor. My brilliant son, the musician, says it is Lemmy, Lemmy.
And is that your son's final answer?
That is his final answer. Yes.
Then he gets the points. You don't.
Yeah, I have to buy him donuts because it takes too long to do bagels, so we have to do the goy bagel.
Is the donut. Well, let me tell you something, Debbie. I don't know what kind of voodoo thing you're doing, but you now have 7 points.
It's the boy.
2 questions anyway. You won the game.
Wow.
By the way, you have already.
There's no way.
Debbie, you rule. You didn't just
it.
win, Debbie. You rule. I mean, with even with your son and all the rest of it, you rule.
Yeah.
And guess what, Debbie? You can even still get 2 more points.
2 more. Why not?
Right. Because this question still goes. We still do the question.
I don't know, Vicki. We shouldn't let her get these 2, right?
That's
Somehow
right.
we should.
Yeah.
Now we're
just
for the
to keep the honor of the game intact, because she may never come back.
You guys better step up. Yeah,
That's right. We're going to be here. So wait, I'll call my son. Wait. I have to get my son on the phone. He lives in Connecticut.
That's right. My nephew is here. My nephew knows all about music. He would have known that.
You better
answer.
call
Why
him.
didn't you ask him?
Isn't Vicky's son a
Dummy.
physicist or something?
Is it? Wait, what does your son do?
Vicky's son is like a physicist or something,
Yeah.
right?
No, my oldest son is a biologist.
Oh.
He has a PhD in biology. My second son has a PhD in math and a master's in computer science. So
Oh, good Lord.
those are those guys. And then my
So you
daughter.
can say my son, the doctor.
Two
no,
doctors.
2 doctors.
You
Yeah.
say your wife, the doctor.
Yeah, I do.
And
So
my daughter, not a piker, she has a master's in art education from the School of the Art Institute.
and she's the Uber driver. No, I'm kidding.
She works at the Newberry. She has a good job.
Oh.
What is this? Is it a museum, Vicki?
The Newbery Book Award?
It's a library. It's an institution in Chicago.
They're the ones that give the Children's Book Awards, right? The Newbery Medal for children's books.
I don't know if they do that.
I think there can't be 2 Newberries. I think they must, that must be part of what they do. There's a Caldecott and a Newbery Awards. I used to be a children's librarian, so I know those, but I don't know about your institute, so.
I make dingleberries. That's all I know about.
David, get the food. Ask
All right, here we go.
Cranberries. I'm doing cranberries too.
Oh, that's the source of your humor. So here's well, Debbie, here's a question for you. The year was 1966. Closing tonight, after only 12 performances at the Mark Hellinger Theater, is the musical A Joyful Noise by Paul Nassau and our late friend of the Daverhood, Oscar Brand. Brand is best known as a folk musician and sharer of bawdy songs and backroom ballads, but he co-wrote one other Broadway musical. Which one of these was it? Was it A, Nowhere to Go But Up, B, The Yearling, C, 13 Daughters, or D, The Education of Hyman Kaplan?
I
like
actually saw
D.
that.
I'm gonna go with D because the others don't really sound to me like musicals, but the last one, D, sounds like it could be a musical. What do you think?
Or it could be
The
something
boy
Dave
doesn't
made up.
know.
That's true. too.
Yeah,
But are you going, is that your, have you,
that's my final answer.
so you're saying the musical that
education.
Oscar Brown co-wrote, well, Oscar Brand co-wrote was The Education of Hyman Kaplan. Final answer?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we have not, this is terrible. We have not broken your hymen, Debbie Peterson. That is the correct answer. Well done.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm terrible at trivia. I'm
Debbie,
terrible. That's
just-
why I
just
made my
Debbie.
son and his dad come.
David, David, back me up. They are all musical.
They are
I
actually all
actually
Broadway
saw-
musicals.
Yeah.
of
I
19
actually saw The Education of Hyman Kaplan in a revival at the Jewish Rep
How
on
was it?
26th Street.
How was it?
It was sweet. It wasn't great, but it was sweet.
No.
Well, who wrote that?
And because I love the book. The book was wonderful.
Yeah, book is very good.
And they kept the flavor of the book. So, that was what was nice. It wasn't great music or anything, but it had a lovely quality to it. But The Yearling, I remember seeing bits and pieces of, and that was like an opera. That was on sort of like, it should have been an operetta, not a, because of the theme, the overriding theme. It was not where you don't come out and sing, "Hey, my dear is dead," that kind of thing didn't work.
Two for a buck. No.
Right.
Yeah, no, well done. By the way, Leslie, you did, Debbie got that right. Leslie, you're on track with all those others, though. So, for example, Nowhere to Go But Up was a musical that was co-written by Saul Berkowitz and James Lipton. The
Oh,
guy,
really?
Yeah, guy. And Sidney Lumet directing it, actually. The Yearling was back in 1965. It was directed by Lloyd Richards and featured David Wayne. I don't know if you remember that, Leslie. David Wayne was.
No, I don't remember anything about it. I
Well,
would have
three
been interested
performances.
in The Boy at the time,
But it's amazing you remember that. And then, or got to see it. And then the Three Daughters was a musical in 1961 by Eaton Magoon Jr. Isn't that the greatest name ever?
Is that-
Eaton Magoon.
We have.
It sounds like
Yeah.
sounds like something out of Little Abner.
And would you believe Don Amici was in that one? So,
Oh my God.
yeah, really, honest to gosh. So here's the deal. We still have a tiebreaker. Even though what? This is as far away from a tie as we have ever been.
Ever been. This is really you're an amazing person, Deborah.
Debbie has won 9-0 at this
Oh
point.
dear.
Oh, Yearling here. So here's the deal. Unlike these other questions, what we ask you to do, Debbie, do you have a piece? I think you do. You have a piece of paper and a pen or pencil or a fantastic. We ask our Leslie, you'll have to speak yours.
I can't hold it up. Oh, that's right. I don't have a camera on. Okay, you're right. I don't have to bother. I was getting a paper to write it down with, but that would be pretty stupid.
But here's the deal. We read the question, and then I'll let you think about it for a moment. Then I'll read the question again and give a 3, 2, 1 countdown. When I hit 1, you're going to hold your answer that you've written down up to the camera so that everybody can answer it at the same time. And
But I will answer first because
she'll answer verbally. Okay. So here's the deal. It's another fill in the blank. The year was 1962. Born today in Kansas City, Missouri, is this fashion designer best known for handbags and a business that grew from a store in New York Soho to an international brand. After selling the company to Neiman Marcus, this designer started a second brand, Frances Valentine, which has survived her. She committed suicide in 2018.
Oh,
Yeah. I know who this is. Oh, I need a piece of paper. Sorry.
I don't know her name. I know who it is, but I don't know her name.
I know who it is. Because I have one of her
Wow,
bags.
really?
Got it.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is. I know who it is.
Don't say it, don't say it,
I
don't
got
say it, don't say it. And Debbie, when you're ready, write down the answer if you know it or think you know it. You can guess, of course.
I don't have a clue.
No.
You of all people, you
Now
already
you
gave
don't have
9
a
to nothing
clue?
already.
Wait, you
I
wait till
can't-
now to not have a clue and it doesn't matter? Wow,
I
thanks so
know.
much.
Ask one of your family
Sorry.
members that are there. They'll know.
And I should know because my family are all from Kansas City,
Oh,
but I
wow.
can't think who it is.
Are
I
we
was
ready?
going on the wrong track. Vicki, what you said put me on the right track. I know who it
Yeah.
is.
So,
Okay.
Debbie, write down something, even if it's just your website name, so you can hold up something at the one
Okay.
down. So I'll read.
I'm holding mine up too. You just can't see it.
Trust me. All right.
I wrote it in visible ink.
Here we
I'm
go.
hoping I got it right.
Again, and then I'll give a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Born today, December 24th, 1962, in Kansas City, Missouri, is this fashion designer best known for handbags and a business that grew from a store in New York's Soho into an international brand. After selling the company to Neiman Marcus, this designer started a second brand, Frances Valentine, which has survived her. She committed suicide in 2018. Debbie's still thinking. She's thinking of probably something else that she didn't write down, but I'm gonna give a countdown. Name her 3, 2, 1.
Do I
Kate-
say it now?
Kate Spade.
Yeah, Kate Spade. Thank you. I was going to say it, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, then DebbiePeterson.com is not the correct answer, but it is.
She is,
where you can get her books, of course, and Kate Spade, who was
She's the sister-in-law of David Spade
right.
on
the-
SNL.
And the wife of Jack Spade, who continued her brand.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I didn't know
Well,
about the
it's sad,
Valentine
really.
part. I didn't know she had a secondary brand. I didn't know that.
She started 2 years before she died. She started this whole new brand. I've never heard, but yeah, and then she offed herself. But
Oh, it's so sad, really.
I'm just
Tragic.
calling a spade, you know. But
But her bags are beautiful. I have one of her bags that I use every day. It's pink, and it gets compliments every single day. And I say it's a Kate
I
Spade.
sent my niece a bag. She made a bag that looked like a bird. And my
Oh.
niece is a bird person, so I sent, and it was
Nice.
small. It wasn't like a big giant. It was small, and I sent one to my niece. But I was thinking of that woman who committed suicide. Who was Mick Jagger's girlfriend, but she wasn't a bag
Oh.
maker. Right? She was just a,
Right, she didn't make bags.
She was, yeah.
Right.
That when you said you had one of her bags, I realized, oh, it was Kate Spade. That's
I was thinking of one
I
of the
think you
big
should
cats
give
we.
Leslie a
Yeah.
bonus point because
Why?
she knew all those plays.
Did I just
Oh,
get
no,
2
no, no, no,
points,
no.
by the
I'm
way?
just a
Was it
blabbermouth,
tiebreaker?
and I'm just a blabbermouth, and I've got a head full of trivia.
Darn
Don't
it.
worry about it. Just-
I'm taking
it all
those 2
comes out.
points. I just say I have.
But
2
that's very sweet of you, Debbie. That's very sweet of you. Only a bunch of women playing a game together would do that. You know, like
I
they
think
give her a
Leslie should
clue.
win because she gave us.
Well, like you said, I'm in a good
food maker.
position to do that.
Yes, yes, and it doesn't cost you anything. But thank you. No, it's really very kind of you. I really appreciate it. I want a bagel is what I want. Now you got me thinking about.
Yeah,
bagels.
I want one of Debbie's bagels.
Yeah, I've got some in the freezer.
I
now.
guess I'm
wasn't
gonna have to
eat-
bake bagels. Yeah.
Yeah, and ship them over from Cali. You know, next time you sell a house, you'll have the money. So you'll. Yeah, she
Oh,
said,
I'll have to
Are you
fly
in
'em,
real
yeah.
estate as well?
Like, you know,
Are you in
yeah.
real estate, Debbie? Are you in real estate as well?
Yes. Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
real
my
estate
goodness.
broker.
Oh my
Residential.
goodness! Wow. Oh,
We see that show about the.
Where were
million.
you-
Check Zillow. You got some properties up there. They're ranging. They're up over 1.1 mil.
They
So
are now. They're
Yeah.
they're yeah. It's
I
very
tried to get
shocking.
that on my condo. You know, the day I signed the deed on my sale was March 11th, 2020. If you can believe that.
So it was the day before or after COVID hit?
The
Or
day before everything, the world shut down, the day before
Wow.
America shut down. Well, New York shut down. I don't know what the rest of America did, but New York shut down.
Wow.
And it had been on the market for a year. And I slashed the price just to get rid of it. And if I had gone into I would have had to pay the taxes and the whatchamacallits on it for 3 years, basically, if I hadn't sold it. Because
So-
nobody was doing any business.
over the next few weeks, of course, for
Yeah,
months,
yeah.
honestly, yeah. So anyway, let's thank so much the folks who have played the Today, Yesterday Trivia Quiz, which include our brand new friend of the Daverhood and Queen and Victor with the greatest, I have to think this is the biggest margin
Absolutely.
in history.
Oh, rub it in, okay?
That's what she said.
Well,
It's-
Debbie, you have to come back to defend the title when I'm not on drugs. and-
I guess I will, yeah.
Is there a time when you're not on drugs?
Let me think. What year was that?
If she can stay on, we're gonna do the Zoom intervention.
Well, honestly, Leslie, if you're on opioids now, you will be on drugs.
No, I have a pain management thing all the time, but they increased it so much during that thing that I'm on. I have a list of the hours and I have alarms on my phone, and you have no idea. But
Can you
I'm
do all
weaning.
that stuff?
I've already started weaning myself off, because if I don't feel pain, I don't want meds.
Right. I mean, are you on stuff that would addict you?
No. Well, yeah, of course. Everything I'm on is addictive. Oh yes, but I've already been down that road once, and I'm never letting myself go down that road again. It was an accidental. I mean, I hate to use the word addict. I was addicted to painkillers for a period of time,
Wow.
not realizing I was addicted. And once I realized I was addicted, I got help and I got off that. So I know, and I talked to my doctors about that at the time. So my schedule was very clear. And if it felt better to not take that particular one, and I'm on my way to getting back to my normal schedule of drugs.
Yeah, Rabbi Saul Solomon is addicted to borscht. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
That's such a-
I would much rather be addicted to borscht than to painkillers. I love borscht.
I still think borscht can't be beat, but I don't know where.
You know, the best noontime meal in New York is to stop in at the Russian tea room and get borscht, because it came with a blini.
Yeah.
So it was a very satisfying lunch.
Oh, sure, yeah, and borscht is good. I haven't had it in
It's
so long.
good
It's
for
really
you.
good. Yeah. Anyway, when push comes to shove, I need to thank that's another
Oh,
joke right there.
oh,
Thank you very much. Debbie Peterson is the author of The Happiest Corruption and the book that's coming out in just a week or two called City Council 101. You can get them both at debbiepeterson.com. This is also the place that you can listen to. What is the name of your podcast?
It's called Corruption Chronicles, and you can link to that as well.
so this is a nonfiction book, or this is a fiction book?
Nonfiction.
Nonfiction.
Okay, nonfiction. I thought you were on that council, and that's why that picture was up there, because I came late to the party, so I didn't know who you were. I'm very sorry.
Yeah,
I will
he was an actual mayor of a small town in California.
Like you
and
said that. That part I got.
Yeah.
But the
So,
book writing, I didn't know about the book writing and the real estate. You're quite an accomplished person, Debbie.
an entrepreneur,
Thank you, Leslie.
absolutely. And a delightful guest and a real pleasure to have in the Daverhood. So thanks so much, Debbie. Vicki, of course, thank you. And so what shows are you doing this weekend in Chicago?
Well, I did Christmas bingo last night, and in my audience was a sizable group of young 20-something men who had already been overserved.
Okay.
And
That's awful. That sucks.
I really had to rein them in.
Or reindeer them in.
It was an
holiday.
interesting group last night, but then there's no show tonight because it's Christmas Eve, and none tomorrow because it's Christmas. But
Oh,
I
we
do
thought it would be the most busy weekend of yours, but it's the opposite. So you're kind of just with family.
we
Oh,
never do Christmas. We sometimes do Christmas Eve actually, but the theater management said they wanted to close for Christmas Eve.
Sure.
Yeah, but then I'll do next week. We're doing Friday and Saturday, but not Sunday because it's New Year's Day.
So
And they
Friday,
want
are you
to
doing
do
late night catechism or are you doing Christmas bingo?
Next Friday is Christmas bingo, and then Saturday is late night catechism.
And these are all at the Greenhouse Theater in Chicago. Is it on Belmont or where is it? It's on
Lincoln Avenue.
Lincoln Avenue in Chicago. Go to nunsforfun.com to buy your tickets and to get tickets for family and friends for the holidays. Go see Vicki Quade, the co-originator of these things. Yay. And then Leslie Hoban Blake, even though she doesn't have any new episodes, you can see a lot of the old ones on their YouTube channel called Two on the Aisle, featuring her and our great friend Charlie.
Show they don't have to worry about size, like one size fits all. You don't have to get a sized gift.
Exactly. There you go. Or you can get a small dreidel maker.
I just wanted to say something about what Vicki said about not working on New Year's. It was my favorite night to do theater because it meant I was inside, not outside in that.
Right.
And there used to be a theater on 46th Street in a hotel called the Quade. It's where they rehearsed. It's where they rehearsed Grand Hotel, and they used some of the things that were in that space, and they actually used it in the show. But I'll leave that part alone. But I directed 2 years in a row in marathons. There were overnight marathons there. 2 one-act plays that both won awards. We were very, very proud of it. So I used to love working on New Year's.
Well, we used to do more, but the management of the Greenhouse just decided that they would prefer not to. Otherwise, the only day we ever took off was
the crowds too rowdy or what?
I don't know why they just opted to not have it open, but.
And yet they do 5 shows on Yom Kippur.
It's wonderful to see your face, Vicki, and lovely to meet you, Debbie. Congratulations, Debbie. There is no belt. I'm sorry. We should have a belt that says,
or crown. Yeah,
but we don't have one.
Guys, it's been absolutely a delight to have, of course, all of you.
But wait, let me get a photo. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
Look at just look at the
camera. I'm looking. I'm smiling.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'll take a couple just in case.
Please, thanks.
Do you want me to send you a picture you can put in there?
All right. Thanks. I'll send those to you, Dave.
Okay,
should I send you a picture that you can superimpose in over my wife's head?
Dave could do that.
Most happy holidays to all of you. Happy Christmas to Debbie and to Vicki, and happy Hanukkah. Oh, she's doing one too.
You can do it on your screen.
Thank you. I don't know how to do it on my screen.
Tell her, Vicki, or
print where it says print screen on the keyboard.
Oh, there you go.
Dave, send me Vicki's address. I really will send her a little picture.
Sure. Do you want her texting or do you want just her email? What do you want?
Can I text you or do you want an email, Vicki? Which is better if you're going to use the picture?
Well, you know what, Dave? Take one of the other photos I've sent to you and just take off Leslie's photo.
Yes, you can do that.
If you can do that.
Okay, fine.
Okay, anything that's already been on, as long as I don't have my mouth open, okay?
And
you can't find one. You can't find one when I don't have my mouth open.
No kisses, folks, because I gotta let you. I gotta
go back to cooking.
This is the shortest one we've ever done. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Nice to meet you, Vicki and Leslie.
Best of luck with the book and with real estate and with everything. So great to have you.
Thank you so much, Dave. That was really fun. Tell Saul I said thanks also.
Saul, she says that. All right. Okay, he's out there. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
And
David,
yeah,
we got the best news from the Target. Look what's coming today, arriving Saturday, December 24th, originally scheduled for the 28th.
Joyce gets her away. Don't jinx it, because with the roads and everything.
It's in Sparks, Maryland, which is, I don't know where's Sparks, Maryland.
Well, close enough that it should get here today.
It says that it's 10:43. It was in Sparks, Maryland.
Oh wow, won't be that
It's
far.
out and about, so out for delivery because they destination scanned it.
Because we had a panic moment yesterday. We went into the cabin. Joyce is not a high maintenance kind of woman. She doesn't need it.
Look, by 9 p.m. it says on
9
UPS.
p.m. Oh, I thought much earlier.
I'm gonna get my tea.
Do you hear what we hear? So here's the deal. Joyce is not a high maintenance kind of wife in a lot of ways. She doesn't need expensive clothing and furs and jewelry and all that. I mean, she wears jewelry.
I'm continuing on so I can get.
But the things that she likes and needs.
Shipped is delivered.
Yeah, she likes and needs them like right now, yesterday. So when we go into the cabinet and look and we see oh, I'm like, do we have more of your Tazo Awake tea? Which she drinks a lot of tea because she has to drink a lot of water and she loves
drink
tea.
a lot of tea.
Right? Okay, you drink tea.
I drink 2 cups of caffeinated and 1 decaf.
And usually one other during the day
And
somewhere.
now I drink the hibiscus during the day.
Right, yeah. Plus a ton of water on top of all,
I have to
all
drink
that,
water
right?
for my kidneys.
Exactly. Wow. But so, and the only tea that she really, really, really loves is.
So I just signed up. They're gonna text me if a delays happen and they're gonna text me when it's. And you'll get your spearmint chewing gum too.
Well, yeah, I've gotten back into that, but I'm saying grading on these.
The pods actually, oh, be careful.
Are they pods or are they bags?
We have 4 boxes of tea bags and 2 pods.
Which one's fine?
Pods actually, you're gonna run over your xylophone. It's behind
Oh,
you.
no.
It's
Oh,
behind you
no.
to the left. I mean to the right,
Oh,
sorry.
you're right. Thanks.
Yeah.
So, no, but Joyce, she loves the Tazo Awake black tea.
The
It's like
original
black
is the
breakfast
best,
English
but your
tea.
Is a little more weak.
Yeah, they for some reason, and this is the weirdest, most.
I may go. Let me go make another. Do you want
Sure.
anything?
No, I'm great. Thank you very much. But explain to me this. You have a product that people love that is just
You know,
fine. Why?
because Keurig probably bought it, so they can't. I'm sure that they've said we own it now. So if you want it, you got to get it in pods. If you don't want it in pods, you
Oh
can.
no,
get it
I'm
in.
not even talking about that. I'm talking about the organic versus the regular.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course, they have
the
to have
thing.
pods.
The organic one is in the bags, and the pods have the real one. So
Really?
Yes. So I think that the pods have the real one because then maybe Keurig or whoever makes the pods, or maybe the companies divided it, so you have to buy the pods. if you want the real thing.
Who knew?
That's just,
Yeah.
that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, because for years, Joyce has been drinking 2 or 3 times a day, especially in the morning to get her system going. Caffeinated Tazo Awake tea, like in the tea bags, not the pods, in tea bags. And so fine, you buy them and it'd be like $2.99 if they were on sale for a box at Target, or you could get them on Amazon. And then just over the past couple of months, they've either been completely unavailable, or suddenly you start seeing on the shelves organic Tazo Awake. She's like, organic. Jackie Mason, take the tea that's blessed by rabbis. Who knows what it is, but so you figure, oh, this is going to be even better, right? Except it isn't. It's weaker and kind of meh, and not quite the same flavor as the good old-fashioned or Tazo tea bags, which now either you can't find anywhere, or you have to go online, and suddenly, for like 24 little fucking tea bags, it's like $12 a box plus shipping. Well, so it's literally like, it is becoming almost like $1 a bag for a homebrewed cup of tea. And it pisses me off even when you go into restaurants and, a cup of coffee. Okay, they make the coffee, they pour you coffee, you have milk and sugar, and so you pay $3 for that. They charge you $2 or $3 for tea in a restaurant. And what do? They bring you a cup of hot water and a tea bag. And it's like, yeah. And now suddenly it's costing as much to do that from your home because the old-fashioned Tazo tea is like this rare commodity. And you can read the reviews, by the way, of the organic, the new Tazo Awake tea versus the classic old one. Everybody's saying, I'm getting the new one. It's not as good. We missed it. Why did they make the old one? Is this and that? And the more things change, the more you new Coke them, essentially. So Joyce is very excited though, because she's been drinking the organic Awake tea, and it's been okay. Good enough, better still than most of the other teas that she would find or drink. She doesn't like green tea. Nobody really likes green tea. And jasmine and some others, but no, that's her go-to, is a good, strong English breakfast tea, and the Awake, right? And so we go to the cabinet 2 days ago, 2 days ago, and look at it, and I see the box is like down to its last 3-4 little bags of tea. And I'm like, hon, do we have any other boxes of this? Because I'm usually pretty on it in terms of overstocking and buying too much stuff. And then you get it and half of it sits on the shelf for 5 years and then you throw it out because it's crawling with rats. But I said, do we have more tea? And she's like, no. And immediately, You could hear the ominous Hitchcock music in the background of like if Joyce doesn't have her morning tea. And it's like, so she's like, we're going on Target right now. Target.com, we can get the tea. Because and the thing is, we just ordered it. And we're worried because it wasn't supposed to come until the middle of next week. Because we've got the holidays in the middle of everything, of course, not Hanukkah, but Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, nobody's going to be delivering in the middle of a giant, once in a century kind of storm thing where FedEx and UPS aren't delivering either for the next day or two.
God bless whoever is delivering my tea.
You notice that, for people who don't believe in global warming and don't believe in climate change, do you notice that like storms of the century or a storm of a lifetime? This is a once in a lifetime storm. What they don't tell you now is basically the lifetime is of a 10-year-old child. They have a kid who dies when they're 10. It's their lifetime. That's because now, you notice, within every 10 years, you get another once in a lifetime storm. It's like once in a generation it used to be.
You know my thinking.
What?
The people who do weather don't have that much. Like they're not going to get spicy news stories. They're not going to get like celebrity gossip, So what are they basically resolving themselves to? They have to, they have to get like that Doppler. I once read, it's like they name it all these crazy things. It's just a Doppler. They're like Doppler 10,000, micro, whatever, Doppler something.
Well, even Doppler is like, just call it a weather machine.
I know.
It's a predictor. It's a predictator. It's like it's a fucking weather machine. It's like Doppler.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, we have still to do Greeley Crabs at all times.
Okay.
And we have our Colorado Limerick of Dams. And I haven't yet talked about. Oh, is that one breaking too? Oh no. See, that one needs a battery also. Oh. No. Anywho, so Greeley Crabs all the time, but I want to talk about.
Get them anymore, the good ones.
Yeah. We have. I went to a different grocery. One of the nice things about where we live is we're equidistant from literally 5 different supermarkets.
That's true.
I kind of wish we were really close to one of them, but we're about a little over a mile from each of them, so we have a lot of variety. Right. And there's ones that I like more and less, and ones that Joyce likes more and less, and so
you're
forth.
talk about that.
Yes. Yeah. So what was nice is I went to one of the supermarkets about around Thanksgiving time, and I was able to find a duck, like a frozen duck that they had. I ended up making that, came out, because I love duck, and I make it at least once a month. If I can find them, and they're not that easy to find around here, a frozen duck to cook.
I'm sure if you went to a butcher, they could order it. A lot of people do.
Well, last time you saw a butcher anywhere, except maybe the Amish market. Where are their butchers?
Amish people would have that.
They probably would, especially this time of year.
Yeah, you could probably ask them, and they'd tell them like, what you're looking for. Yeah.
But so I got it, and then I figure, okay, let me check this supermarket again, see if they have another duck. And then they don't. They just have these turkeys left over from Thanksgiving and nothing and frozen stuff. I'm like, fine, whatever. But I go to this other restaurant for the other supermarket for the first time. And I'm trying to, let's see if they have a frozen area where they've got
big like turkeys, like ham.
And I look at it, and it's not even there. It's sort of more where they have just the regular chickens and the capons and Cornish hen things. And I was like, oh, what is that? And they had. Not frozen. It was actually still fresh, whatever. But plucked a rabbit. I have never seen in even in New York, have not seen any place that carries a cookable, plucked, ready bunny.
It's not called skinned. It's not plucked. It's
skinned. It's skin. Yeah, they take all the whatever off the fur. The teeth. They take the bunny teeth out.
It's a German tradition.
But Hasen pepper. That's probably why they carry it only this time of year. Why else?
Who eats rabbit at Christmas?
Yeah. Well, Elmer Fudd, but beyond him.
Oh, it's just all rabbits.
Who
makes rabbit dishes at Christmas? Rabbit stew.
Yeah, Hasen pepper. So I bit the bullet, and it was not cheap. It's more expensive than duck even. But I'm like, what the hell? Let me try this. I've never done this before. I'll look up a recipe. I've got
My
a crock
Christmas
pot.
roast stuffed rabbit, yeah.
Yeah. Let me try this. Because how often am I going to have the opportunity? I think I've had rabbit once in my life at some restaurant somewhere. I barely even remember
Oh,
it.
interesting.
What?
Which cultures eat the most rabbit, do you think?
Well, maybe Chinese because they have the year of the rabbit. No.
Italy, Spain, France, and then China. Oh, last China, yeah.
So last China, but Italy. Okay. That makes sense. They're plentiful generally.
Europe, it says in mostly
Yeah.
Europe, yeah.
Well, I'm surprised we don't eat them more in the States. There's a famous scene in one of the Michael Moore documentaries, probably, I don't know if it was Bowling for Columbine or one of the others, where everybody was so shocked because this woman living in like a rural area of West Virginia, you see her like taking a buggy and just, like smacking it against a tree and skinning it. And it was supposed to feel like, oh my God, is this America? And it's like, she's eating. She's having this is her dinner. Leave the woman alone, And thank goodness I didn't have to shoot or skin the thing.
Let me track my package while you talk.
You can track my package anytime. So I got the crock pot ready and I made it almost the way I made it. Usually make a duck except with less sweet stuff because I didn't know how it would come out. I'm used to making poultry. I'm used to making chickens. I've made a turkey. I've made, God help me, I made a goose one time. So, but rabbit is what? Rabbit is vermin. What is it? It's mammal.
I don't know. It's a mammal. It has live babies. To be a mammal, you have to have live birth. So yeah.
So rabbit, I guess. So it shouldn't be like a bird thing. It's not poultry for sure. So I didn't know really how it was going to come out or how it was going to taste. So I followed some directions on how to make it. I put in everything from,
you're a
broth.
great seasoner. You're a great seasoner.
Thank you, man. And threw it in the pot for like 6 slow hours, low temp. And exactly as I said it would, came out. It's so tender, so literally flaking off the bone, cooked beautifully, tasted great. I mean, I was very proud of myself. It's really, I cooked a really lovely rabbit, which tasted just like chicken. Yep, it does. It absolutely. It's a little different. I was worried, and that it would actually be gamey. That it'd be sort of like deer and venison. It wasn't gamey at all. It's lovely. But if you had told me, even if I wasn't blindfolded,
it says where my tea is till now, it's 16 minutes.
Oh, congratulations.
But no, but they gotta go, they're not delivering direct, they're going to.
Right. But the thing is, if you had told me, if you put a plate of this in front of me, I didn't make a big old stew of it. I didn't put it in some.
I think a lot of people apparently stuff it. Like that's how they make it.
Yeah. But the thing is, you put this in front of me and you told me, oh yes, it's Cornish hen.
You said dolphin when you ate a porpoise or something, it tastes like
my mind was like, the texture was like
alligator. They gave you alligator.
But the alligator was a sausage, so it could have been anything.
No, they gave you alligator at Lucky Fins. Remember, you gave you a little piece of roasted alligator.
Oh, and it tasted like chicken.
It was good, but it tasted like chicken.
Well, this was like a super moist, somewhat softer chicken. But it's really, I mean, I could have paid, $7 for a full roaster, for a cooked roaster chicken, or like $4 or $5 for, to get a chicken to throw in the pot.
I think part of it for you was that experience of trying something new.
Absolutely. And it was certainly delish. I've got the leftovers in the fridge, but I was just sort of like, how is this going to be a little different from any other kind of thing that you could possibly cook? And I'm tasting it, I was like, wow, this is really good. But honestly, if I close my eyes, it's just a really soft, nice chicken. So I don't know. It just kind of is. If I do find ever again another bunny and I cook it up, I'll end up making it like the duck, and I'll throw in more sweet stuff with it. And
well, now you know,
yeah.
You have to learn. Like everything is different. I mean, it's similar to other food, but it's different. So it's good you got the opportunity to try it.
I threw some red wine in there. I don't think I would use the wine next time. It's a little too infused for my taste, but it's pretty good. No, it's very, you come to my house, you feel like a little rabbit, or make it into sort of a burger thing But then bunnies are so small that you have to kind of add more filler things to make it. So then you basically have to get hair extensions. Whatever. Yeah, that's a little comedy. It is true though. It's sort of like, I'm like, oh, this is seems the price was not really reasonable, but it seems not so bad. But then you realize that a bunny is about half the size of a duck.
I was checking my sleep pattern from my bad dream.
You just get, you can think, oh, okay, this is. I mean, it's not. You look at a bunny rabbit and you look at the size of a duck on the water, and there's so much more to a duck. But whatevs.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway, are you ready to play Greeley Crimes and Old Times? So, Greeley Crimes and Old Times is based on actual stories in the Greeley Tribune
remind me if
newspaper.
we go out later, I need to get I'm charging my Fitbit.
Yeah.
It's
So,
telling me-
oh, you have to bring your Fitbit.
yeah, it's reminding me if we
So one story in the Greeley Tribune that they do every week is called Cop Log. And it has to do with people who see weird things going on in the neighborhood and then call the cops and say, hey, you should have a policeman check this out. But very often either they're weird or what they're seeing is quite weird, but in a funny way. And then also there's...
I'm not wearing my Fitbit and it's taking my pulse at 63. How can it take my pulse when I'm not wearing
What
it?
is the Fitbit on? What is it next to?
It's being charged on my computer.
Maybe it's too close to the axolotl.
Oh, somebody's taking a pulse, yeah.
It's the axolotl's pulse. It could be.
Okay, sleep score.
So, and the other one is called Old Times, where our friend in the Daverhood, Mike Peters, goes through the newspapers from
Now it's
1920.
not Mike Peters now, it's the girl you said.
No, Morgan McKenzie does Cop Log.
Oh, okay.
Morgan and they're backlogged. Their top logs are backlogged at the Tribune to get them online, but the 100 years ago is still there, and that is he goes through the newspapers in northern Colorado from 1922 and pretty soon it'll be 1923.
I think.
Well, probably, but if it's the newspaper building itself,
You think
maybe they literally have the old
No.
It'd be much more fun to do it from the actual papers, though.
Oh, I'm
I
tracking
would
my stuff.
think.
Let's track my tea.
But anywho, we mixed them up. We mixed those two items up on Dave's Gone By, and we call it Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Yeah. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Greeley Crimes and Old Times here on the Dave's Gone By Facebookio, Podcastio, Programmio of the stream. It's our 874th episode. We are live here on this Saturday morning, December 24th, 2022. I'm Dave Lefkowitz. That's my wonderful wife, Joyce. And we are about to embark on Greeley Crimes and Old Times. A caller! What would you hear?
I need a new one. The caller.
We need a slide whistle. Yeah, we don't have that. We have the flute. You can blow on my flute, and then we can find the slide whistle.
Let me try. Maybe I'll do one of these.
Yeah, try that. Try that.
That's the caller.
Oh, let me get that. Oh, yeah, hello. Got it. A caller on 49th Avenue reported a man across the street was cussing at people, busting the fence to his house, and setting things on fire. And that was just during breakfast. So it was kind of, he was having a bad day, I would figure.
I don't know how to stop it.
I think you have to take a key, maybe. There you go. A caller on 65th Avenue. Oh, I'll get that. Oh, we get that.
Or somebody's flatlining.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. A caller on 65th Avenue said two middle school students were horsing around and throwing things at each other during drama class. That is trauma class.
Like a tuba. See?
So I dug right down to the bottom of my soul and I threw things. Oh, this is good. This, you're gonna like this. A caller at a bowling alley on 59th Avenue reported an intoxicated man who was bowling passed out.
How do you do that? You should get the credit. Isn't that the whole bowling league?
Yeah. But can you bowl while you're passed out?
So.
We need sort of subject verb here.
Bowled and then passed out.
That, I think so, yeah, and then passed out would make sense. But to be bowling passed out,
Wow.
first of all, you're probably over the line.
That's
and-
good. He woke up,
Yeah.
you know.
The guy from Lebowski would be really mad about that. Okay, let's do some old times because the old times are coming through. I want to save some of these new times things in case we don't get new ones too quick. Here we go. In Platteville, a large crowd of boys and girls were out pranking.
Oh, were they in the drama class?
They were bowling passed out, essentially.
They were in the drama class.
They were nearly every, oh boy,
what
no,
happened? Oh no,
no.
is it about feces?
Kinda. Nearly every outhouse in town was moved or knocked over. And store owners found their doors were blocked with other outhouses.
How do children lift? Outhouses are made of wood back in the old.
Yeah, there
How
weren't
do
these plastic things.
How do they lift it? These kids were hardy kids.
They were, but these were farm kids. Maybe we should flush first. And then lift it.
They didn't have flushes. You just, an outhouse was a wooden closet where you pooped or peed in a hole in the ground.
So the outhouse would move and the ground wouldn't. So it'd just be, oh my.
You could still pee or poop, but it was an open hole with no.
Would you put a
privacy
bag in the hole?
No, it was just like a back to the earth.
Oh, boy. Well, hey, by the way, I want to tell you about the KKK Club of Greeley. Now, the KKK Club is, KKK stands for Hill Care Club. Hill Care Club.
Care?
K-A-R-E, K-L-U-B. They're being cute.
Uh,
A ladies' organization met to award a pin to a member who was moving away from town. Hill Care Club? No idea. Why they would, I have no idea.
maybe that means you don't have to care for people, like you get to be free.
Oh, yeah, or you can do euthanasia.
That's a weird.
That's a very weird thing. Or maybe it's really, oh yeah, KKK stands for Hill Care Club. And here's our white
But
tablecloth.
looking at you, I see that we have to return our books.
Yeah, we'll bring them in the car today. Martha had never been around horses.
Oh no, this is not good. Here we go. She decided to pet one on a toy.
Well, this is like a cute little joke thing from
yeah.
100 years ago. She never been around horses, but she knew all about automobiles. When a butter and egg woman delivered her merchandise to Martha,
Yeah.
she was curious, and Martha asked, "I know how to oil an auto, but how do you oil your horse?" You know, when we started doing these,
I think it's called the carrot and a pet.
aw. But it's at the point now. We started doing these. It was probably like 2015 or 14.
Oh wow. That's
So
like,
cars were
yes.
probably, it was still horses and cars. And then
Yes,
6
yes.
years later, they're telling jokes like, who has a horse anymore? Like,
I love horses.
mm.
I know we were supposed to ride.
I told you that thing is haunted.
What did you? I think you saw me. Look.
I know. I think it's telling you it's turning itself off or something. Or
Tell me when can you tell me when my Target order arrives? It's not off. I just clicked it, you know.
the Johnstown Cow Testing Association.
Wait, hold on.
I'll repeat that.
Do dancing.
The Johnstown Cow Testing Association. First of all, isn't it amazing that there was a Johnstown cow testing? Again, awarded first place to a cow named Ragapple II.
Oh, Ragapple.
Just a cute name, isn't it?
That's adorable.
Which, not so adorable, it
That's a
produced
Ragapple.
2,049 pounds of milk.
Whoa.
Second highest was Mamie, who gave
Oh.
1,243 pounds.
Mother's name.
Was it really?
Mamie. So
Was she
her name?
bovine?
No, that was not her real name. Her real
Oh.
name was much prettier, but everyone called her Mamie.
Oh,
She gave milk though, like a cat.
well, she got the memories of Mamie.
No.
Memories. Memories coming out of my udders. All my sisters and brothers, they are drinking my milk. Okay, enough of that. Officials of the National Prohibition of Alcohol movement said today that the US Army was created to fight the moonshiners of Kentucky.
Yes, I believe that.
This is not the case, according to government officials. Fake news, fake news. We know the true conspiracy against Kentucky moonshiners.
No.
That's why the Marines first.
I'll tell you, when we used to go up to Pennsylvania, I saw a still. And I remember thinking like when they made it, like, because I had taken chemistry, I thought it's very difficult to do that. Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot of,
Have it BJ and Hawkeye do it, with the provisions they had there.
it was fake.
Oh, really? It was fake then, and it's fake still. Get it? That's a little
I'm
comedy.
gonna see if my order's updated.
Oh my God, you and this tea thing, my God. Well, here we go. We got to.
Everybody has their vice, right?
Yeah. Well, speaking of vices, this is where we go elsewhere, because most of our stories are from Greeley and northern Colorado, but we also take a story or two from elsewhere in the world, because just they're odd and weird and fun to share. This comes to us courtesy of Fox News. Yeah, no, you don't want music for this one. I'm telling you. This is yeah, it's just okay, let me. Here's got to be basically the headline of the year, coming from Fox News in Florida. Florida man
Yes.
arrested
No.
after having public sex with a dog. Wait for it. Damaging church nativity scene. That's the beautiful part of it for me. It's not just that he's having sex with a dog. People do that apparently, but the idea, the vision of this man rolling on the front lawn with a dog and thereby damaging a church nativity scene is one of those beautiful headlines I've ever heard, except it's not really the actual story. Here's the story. A Florida man was arrested after he had sex with a dog in front of families, wrecked a nativity scene at a nearby church, and then attempted to steal a vehicle. Chad Mason, age 36, was arrested Sunday on several charges, including sexual activity with an animal, exposing sexual organs. They don't say whether it was his or the dog's, and criminal mischief to a place of worship. This gets better. It does get better. Mason knew the owner of the Golden Doodle dog. It's not even his dog. It's not even his dog. And the beautiful part is it's a golden doodle.
Doodles are sweet.
I guess he put his doodle in the golden. And he was taking out for a walk in an apartment complex at 4:30 in the afternoon last Sunday. He then began having sex with a a dog in front of multiple. Stop that thing.
I didn't know it. I didn't touch
Jane, will you stop that crazy thing? He began having sex with a dog in front of multiple adults and a child who was under 16 years old. I can just imagine this guy. Whoopies, suckies, fuckies. Sit, swallow.
That's horrible. That's like, isn't that canine abuse, bestiality?
Well, yeah, one adult witness confronted Mason, who fled the scene to Northwood Presbyterian Church. That's where he knocked over a nativity display, broke several potted plants, and threw children's toys from the playground area.
Did they arrest him?
Well, he cost about $400 in damages. Mason then left the church and went to an adjacent neighborhood where he destroyed a mailbox.
Okay, if somebody double parks, they get a ticket. This guy's like he
keeps running to different places before they can get him.
Catch him. I mean, it's not like the what do you call the Keystone Cops, right?
Well, he attempted to steal a car after destroying a mailbox How do you destroy a mailbox, by the way? Or maybe it's not one of those
No, I think.
post office
they need
mailbox,
Like
a home mailbox
like
thing.
a little tiny one, like, you know. where
Yeah,
you put
you
tiny
knock off of the golf club, yeah. Officers finally took him into custody and booked him into Pinellas County Jail. Funny, ironically, it's only a few days before this dog fucker becomes someone's bitch. But anywho, let's do another elsewhere, because it's my holiday gift to you, especially since we weren't here last week. This is an elsewhere from St. Louis, Missouri, as reported by the New York Post. A customer shot and critically injured a worker at a Kentucky Fried Chicken in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, God.
The man, do they have a theme song? That'll do. The man was placing an order in the drive-thru
Oh, God.
when employees informed him
Yeah.
the restaurant was out of corn.
Oh, no. I understand. Listen, if his corn is my tea,
Yeah.
I understand.
The man grew enraged.
That's it. When they broke the tea machine at the Bon Pon,
Yeah.
the manager liked the tea. He got the tea thing fixed. I was like, it's going to be on. At least, you can't do that.
Well, the man grew enraged and threatened the employees over the drive-through speaker box.
Oh, no.
Well, he then drove up to the drive-through window with a handgun.
Well, that's not good.
Now, you know, I don't know what they make at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I don't know. I'm guessing it's minimum wage.
Probably, yeah.
A 25-year-old employee went out to speak with the man and then went back into the KFC yelling that he'd been shot.
Can I tell you something? That kid, like, first of all, when I learned this, like, when there's irate people, you de-escalate. You don't go out there. You say, I'm sorry, sir, here's the number for a customer service. Like, just text this number or call the manager. And then you say, we're waiting in line next. You don't engage somebody who's hot like that.
Yeah. The employee who went above and beyond the call of stupidity is in stable condition with a wound to the abdomen. The gunman is still at large. Yeah, I don't know about the cops in these other states, man. You know, you've got these guys who can't arrest a man when he's fucking the dog. You can't arrest him when he goes to the church. You can't arrest people for making defective music machines. And now you've got this guy in St. Louis. They can't find a guy with a gun where presumably they have video outside of a Kentucky Fried Chicken of showing the customer interactions.
Well, at least they have the video. That's good. Yeah. Is the kid okay?
Well, as I say, he's in stable condition with a wound to the abdomen. And really, all the police had to do was look for a guy running around with a box of mashed potatoes and chicken bones.
Oh, God.
Think about it. As one poster under the story wrote for the New York Post, the employee got corn popped. Yes, he did.
I feel bad for that.
I feel bad for humanity. It's like,
and that's like, I mean, I understand, like, if you really want to, like, let's say all day you're waiting at work and you're thinking, I have a shitty, whatever. He doesn't like his life. He's unhappy, but he's waiting for that one thing.
The coin. Yeah. He wants to. Well, I'm sure that's what happened at Mall of America today. Somebody was waiting at Mall of America.
What happened? Yeah.
Oh, somebody got shot dead at the Mall of America. And who knows? It could have been somebody going up to Burger King.
You don't know, like,
I handled my Whopper with only one hand.
But you don't realize, like, sometimes, like, these little things, like these little pleasantries really mean a lot to people. Like, what I would have done if that place has said, oh, let me call the other, you might want to go to this other KFC or whatever. These places are ubiquitous.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like Starbucks or something. If they don't have a product, they're like, oh, the one down the road.
No, if I see an angry man and I notice he's carrying a gun, my first call is not to the nearest KFC. It's to 911.
That's terrible. I feel so.
But this is what America's turning into. It's like everybody's got guns, and everybody's in a bad mood, or any crazy person is like, I think I'll, what? You're out of ketchup?
Oh no, David, please don't say that.
No, kill. I'm sorry, Potato. I shouldn't have I shouldn't have brought up that scenario.
David,
But
please don't.
I know, you're right.
I would say that he's gonna be horrible.
Anyway, let's do a couple more of Greeley old times, and then we'll move on with a little bit more of the show.
Yes.
Officials of the National, I did that one. I did that one. Sorry. Dan Kurtz, a miner at the Columbine mine in Weld County, Colorado, laughed when he was told that a one-ton
We
piece
do have one of those. It's, I don't know. Oh, it's this one.
in the papers from 100 years ago. Check this out. Dan Kurtz, a miner at this mine in Weld County, laughed when he was told a one-ton piece of coal was loose above his head in the mine. When the one-ton piece of coal fell on Kurtz's head, he died immediately.
Of course. That's not funny.
I know it, but really, seriously, it's like, oh, well, yipes.
That's sad.
Well, I guess I'm just cold-blooded to laugh at that.
Check it and see.
Boom, 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 boom.
I've got.
Women already know that Hart, Schaffner, and Marks specializes in men's clothing. And sales are very good, but now things will change. Now there is a special selection of Hart, Schaffner, and Marks coats for women. They are the best. Why did I get this one?
I don't know what's that.
They are the best in style and expert tailoring. Prices are low. I think I did it for this. How much do you think a coat was, a woman's coat, back in 1922?
I don't know.
For a woman's luxury coat?
Tell me.
$55.
Oh, wow.
That sounds like a lot, doesn't it?
Well, maybe it's luxury. Luxury costs money, honey.
I know. Well, yeah, of course, luxury costs money, but I don't know. I mean, concerning how much you could buy for $1 or.
David, it's not.
Just turn that thing off.
I'm not touching it.
You know, back then you could buy a week's worth of groceries for like $2. So it just amazes me that this coat, which is probably beautiful and furred and tailored and everything to the nth degree. I don't know. It's just that still strikes me as like, whoa. Let's try this one. A cultured man. This is again from 1922. Is one who has a lot of information that isn't worth anything to him. A republic is a place where every few years the citizens are given the next set of rulers they can cuss at. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, so profound. Yeah.
That's the cussing.
Well, I think we'll end on this one. So, there is no excuse for remaining to be a human gas bag. By taking Bauman's gas tablets before and after meals.
Here, give me your thing.
Oh, here. Does this have the there we go. Oh, yeah. If you take Bauman's gas, and it's not Bauman, it's Bauman's gas tablets before and after meals.
Yeah, they have Beano. Remember your dad used to always suggest that you take Beano?
Well, this was the equivalent back in 1922.
That's great.
The blotting.
David, drink. You have tea. I need your tea. It's probably
the blotting, belching, and gas accumulation in the stomach will no longer bother you. It'll still be there, but it won't bother you.
It won't bother you, but it'll annoy everyone else with your gurgling and farting.
And the smell.
Yes.
Let's not forget the smell.
The smell will come out still. But
the smell will come out. Your asshole. Bet your dollar you should take Bauman's. And on that musical flatulent note, we end this segment of Dave's Gone By called Greeley Crimes and Old Times.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool. Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi!
Yippee-yi, 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 yi-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Bum, bum, bum. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are doing the 874th episode of Dave's Gone By. Another reminder that if you want to know more about this program, if you want to hear and view hundreds of older episodes of Dave's Gone By, just go to the website davesgoneby.com, DAVESGONEBY.com. It's absolutely free. You can hear the very first episode we ever did, our 10th, our 50th, our 100th, our Christmas special, and the Hanukkah special episodes, and just really thousands and thousands of hours of comedy, some music in the earlier shows, a lot of talk, a lot of weirdness, goofiness, just hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and we keep adding more every time we do a
It
show.
does say the airlines canceled 5,700 flights amid the storm.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we're lucky we're getting anything today, even mail.
Yeah, well, ours are ground, so the.
Oh, that must help. Because driving, I wouldn't want to go too far.
Let's look at that southwest.
But
They call it a bomb cyclone, hit the upper Midwest.
it's like,
Oh, Vicki in Chicago got it hard.
yeah, but she gets to stay home. She's with her family,
Which is
which is great.
good.
So, but anyway, davesgoneby.com for the archives, archive.org also for the archives. There's a website and an organization that is not for profit. It's basically about collecting all this stuff, all this media and public domain radio shows, TV shows, songs, books, poems, paintings, and just putting it all in one repository. And it's archive.org. Well, we have a channel there, the Dave's Gone By channel. And it's the same stuff you'll find on davesgoneby.com. So you can support either one. Again, they're both free to use at any time. You can also find our audio archives at castbox.fm. Castbox, B-O-X, castbox.fm, which is just for the audio. Even though we've been doing these on video for 4 or 5 years now, we take the audio, we give it to them, and it's for people who basically like podcasts. So if you want to sit here watching the show for 3 hours, or the video bothers you, you can just download it and have it on your machine when you're at the gym, when you're in the car, as audio only. Castbox.fm. And we also have a YouTube channel, Dave's Gone By, and we also that'll do it. So lots of ways to keep tabs on the show. And of course, this Facebook page, Dave's Gone By, which we update whenever we have new stuff to share, as well as if you keep scrolling down, you'll find all the episodes that we've done on Facebook. You just won't find all the other older stuff that was just on the radio. Anyway, it is 11:53 in the morning Eastern time here in the Daverhood, and time for one last item to do on this day of Hanukkah, Christmas Eve sort of show, and it has to do with poetry.
Oh.
Not the night before Christmas, no.
Oh, no.
Not Joyce Kilmer's Trees, not Ozymandias, no. This is a 5-line poem, a limerick, and it's devoted to a town in Colorado because Joyce and I lived in northern Colorado for a little over a decade. And I got it into my crazy head to write a poem about as many cities, towns, places, burgs, hamlets, and Macbeths in Colorado as I possibly could. Some of them, of course, are much easier because they rhyme with Erie, rhymes with a lot of things, Vale, pretty easy, but some of them are tougher than others. I've got more than 200 now, and a brand new one for you today. It's Rifle, Colorado. There is a town called Rifle, and we're going to tell you all about it as part of our Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Colorado, ladies and gentlemen, here on Dave's Gone By, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned, where we go to a place called Rifle. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it and then read a horrible, disgusting, sick comedy poem, just as limericks are supposed to be. Rifle is an unincorporated community in far Midwestern Colorado, was founded in 1882, and it remains to this day a bit of a ranching community. Greeley people, which is where Joyce and I were, Greeley folks will know Ralph Meeker, who tried to run roughshod over the Ute tribes who were living in Rifle. So they massacred him and 10 other settlers at the time. But for payback, the American government pushed them into Utah, which of course the government had previously promised they would not do. The railroads brought in a ton of commerce, although irrigation has been a struggle, and it's been basically an oil boom and bust economy there.
Wow.
Modern times, Rifle is known for state parks, rock climbing, and fairgrounds with a rodeo and extreme bull riding. I know that's is that on your bucket list or mine? Extreme bull
We
riding.
rode the bull, the fake bull in Georgia when we went to the conference.
Oh, yeah.
That was big enough for me.
Yeah. So we're not going to do the extreme one, I don't think. I would do extreme frog riding. Wouldn't you go on the back of a frog?
No, they're tiny.
Well, yeah, that's pretty easy. You stay low to the ground.
They're
Yeah.
super tiny.
In 1972, in Rifle, Colorado, Christo and his wife hung curtains along 6 miles of Rifle Gap in Rifle, but it was so windy, it got blown down after a day. Remember when they did those orange things around the museum? In New York? That was beautiful. And I did love that. By the way, right-wing nut job Lauren Boebert was born in Florida, but raised in Rifle, Colorado, where she ran the Shooter's Grill restaurant, which encouraged its staff to pack and carry guns. She is, by the way, a Colorado congresswoman now. So Rifle, kind of a mixed history there. And now it's getting even more mixed and muddier as we do our Colorado Limerick of the damned. Ahem, ahem. A randy young lady from Rifle. So let's take all the noises until it's over.
Wait. Okay.
A randy young lady from Rifle gives all of her boyfriends an eyeful. For one must confess, when she pulls up her dress, her doodah is really delightful. Please send your comments and complaints to davesgoneby@aol.com.
I think that would make it, that would take the burn off, the nice happy music.
It certainly would, yes. davesgoneby@aol.com. I try and read every email I get. I don't get to answer them all. Plus, I do read all the messages that you guys post under the program, or if you instant message or direct message me on Facebook, if you're a Facebook friend. So please do keep writing. It's part of why I do this program. I do it for myself, of course, but I also do it because I know I'm reaching people. I know I'm giving people a good time, whether you're listening live on Saturday or you're listening at another time later in the week. So please get in touch, davesgoneby@aol.com. Check my Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2. It's Radio Dave and the number 2. Don't forget also to check Rabbi Sal Solomon's website, shalomdammit.com. Shalom, DAMMIT, shalomdammit.com. That is where you can read all his old rabbinical reflections. It's where you can see his stage show that he performed at the Richmond Shepherd Theater. My God, many years ago.
You talked about that guy who was assaulted, the fast food worker.
Yeah.
McDonald's unveils first automated location. Maybe
that'll do it.
That's what you would.
Why do you think our local bank did away with tellers? Like a bank robber comes in, he's like, I guess I have to shoot the machine.
Please hold.
Yeah.
Give us your number. Okay, 751. Oh, okay, hold on.
Your bullets are very important to us. But yeah, Rabbi Sal, read him, watch him. What else is on his site? The rabbinical reflections, the stage show. I mean, and his TV show, Shalom Dammit, Rabbi Sal Solomon's Peace, Love, and Acid Reflux Hour, which ran about 15 years ago on a Long Island cable station. So check it all out for free, shalomdammit.com. Also, please check my other website, davelefkowitz.org, to read my writings, my theater reviews from the past 35 years, my song lyrics, my plays and screenplays.
And done in Chennai.
Yeah. Well, Chennai picked it up from that website or another of one of my plays and did them. So it's davelefkowitz.org. And speaking of, oh my God, we didn't. That's the one thing I forgot to do. So I guess we'll do it right now. And it's not only thanking the new friends of the Daverhood who were on this show, but our friends of the Daverhood in general. So let's start up that music before I end the program. But first, our friends of the Daverhood. So, of course, we have a brand new friend of the Daverhood. Her name is Debbie Peterson. She is the author of a couple of books about government, one about corruption, and kind of the opposite. The other one is about what it's like to first start getting involved, and suggestions if you want to become a council person in your local government. So find this all at debbiepeterson.com. Debbie, Peterson, debbiepeterson.com. And we thank her so much. It was a very lively and fun guest.
I think she did. The other guests were mad that she had help, though.
Well, I think it was corruption going on. I think she
Yes.
won the game,
Yes.
the trivia game 9-0, right?
Yeah.
Never happened in the history of the show.
How come you got that Venmo today?
Yeah, right. And the bagels that are coming right behind your tea, yeah.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be nice.
So anyway, but thank you to Debbie Peterson, and please check out her website and buy her book,
Yes.
debbiepeterson.com. Thank you to Vicki Quade, of course, our beloved friend, and go see her shows wherever she's doing them, mostly at the Greenhouse Theater in Chicago, doing Christmas bingo right now, and well, not this weekend, but like next weekend, weeks ahead, Christmas bingo and late night catechism. And I'm sure within a couple of weeks, she'll bring back Are You Smarter Than Your 8th Grade Nun? Go to nunsforfun.com for more about Vicki Quade. nuns4fun.com. And Leslie Hoban Blake, our beloved, she's finally feeling better. She finally turned the corner from her ailments. And so we wish her absolutely health and good things and wellness, and that she gets back and makes more shows with Charlie Gross of Two on the Aisle.
Yes, they will.
They will. Oh, I'm sure they will. And she'll, well, I'm betting it'll be lost before she goes back to the theater, though. That may be the thing.
That's true.
Yeah. But anyway, just the fact that she's feeling fine is a major thing. So yay for Leslie. Thank them all for playing yesterday trivia quiz. By the way, some other things about other folks who've been on this program. Want to wish Charles Bush a very full and quick recovery.
What happened?
He had heart surgery. He had a mitral valve that has to be repaired.
Was it Ronald Street today too, Ron?
Well, Ronald wished us a very happy holiday.
Okay, good.
And he would have subbed probably if Leslie were not under the weather. But Refuah Shlema, as Rabbi Saul would say, to Charles Bush, the playwright and actor. So yeah, he's doing well. So this is good.
Okay.
Clea Blackhurst, go see her and Jim Caruso in a swinging Birdland Christmas at Birdland, playing now through tomorrow in New York. On Monday, the 26th, Eric Comstock is doing Our Sinatra at Birdland on West 44th Street. And then our good friend in the neighborhood, check this out. We had him on 2 weeks ago, Eric Jensen. He's on Broadway in a show called The Collaboration, which is being produced by Manhattan Theater Club at their Broadway theater, the Samuel J. Friedman. Not been a great week for the show, I'm going to have to it. And the reviews were generally not kind. And somebody in the company got COVID. So they've been off the stage for the past few days and won't start again until Monday, the 26th. So, but go buy your tickets. It's all about Andy Warhol and Jean-Michel Basquiat. Our friend Eric Jensen plays the art dealer who kind of discovers both of them. So go see The Collaboration on Broadway at the Friedman Theater, but not this weekend. Neil Berg on Wednesday, he's going to be at the St. Joseph's High School in Sarah Theater in Montvale, New Jersey, with a concert called Before New Year's Eve. And then speaking as we move closer to New Year's Eve, starting on Thursday and running through New Year's Day, at Birdland, it's Marilyn May, who is now into, I don't know her exact age, but she's well over 90, and she's still doing what she does. Marilyn May at Birdland on 44th Street. Lonnie Price, oh no, I gotta take that out. That closed a while ago, sorry. But now through January 3rd, Vince Giordano is playing with his Nighthawks at Birdland on West 44th Street on Tuesday. But we should just show Birdland's calendar.
I think you should.
And assume that all our people are in it. But on Broadway, Tova Feldshuh is in Funny Girl, Lilias White is in Hadestown, Alan Menken, He wrote the music for Aladdin, and he wrote music for the off-Broadway revival. Well, he co-wrote Little Shop of Horrors, which is being revived off-Broadway and stars Stuart Zagnett as Mr. Mushnick. That's over at the West Side Theater on 43rd Street. Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland. Get your tickets at birdlandjazz.com. StageBuddy.com, a wonderful website of New York nightlife, which is founded and edited by Evan Seplow. And finally, Dr. Demento, doing new and old Dr. Demento shows at drdemento.com. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, we have gone past the 3-hour mark.
What is it? Is it Friday? Is it Sunday?
It's still, as I get older, it gets tougher, man. I get sleepy. I get like, my eyes want to close. Stay awake, Dave, for the last like 2 minutes of the show. Because Orlo, listen, I suppose a long time ago. But thanks to all the folks who were on the show today. Thanks to my wonderful, darling, amazing wife, Joyce. Happy Hanukkah, Joyce. And happy Merry Christmas to your parents. Happy Hanukkah to my mom and to all my family and their families and your families out there. And happy, safe, good holidays. We're sorry we missed Festivus.
Well, we're gonna do, isn't it, when, let me see on the calendar, hold on.
Yeah.
When is the next, I'm bad with dates, okay.
Show
So
up.
it looks like, no. Today is the 24th. Oh, so next Saturday is New Year's Eve.
Yeah. So next
It's
Saturday.
weird that it actually falls on the same
I
day
know.
of your show.
No.
So tell people what you're doing, because it looks like,
Wait. Saturday is Christmas Eve?
look.
So December 31st is Saturday. So
No, it's New Year's Eve here.
New Year's Eve. Yeah. So what we'll do, I should have planned this out.
Double check, that's your calendar.
Yeah. I've been, wow.
So it's this, you're.
I've been so busy.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next week,
Okay.
amazingly enough, ladies and gentlemen, is on actual New Year's Eve. Well, we've been doing our show on New Year's Eve, but it's going to be on the day we usually do a show.
I don't remember that at
No.
all.
But we're going to see through the actual New Year, right?
Ring in the new year, right?
We'll ring in the New Year.
Yeah, it says New Year's Eve is the 31st, which is a week from today, yeah.
So here's the deal. Next Saturday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, we will not be here at 9 o'clock in the morning. However,
Mhm.
we will be here 10 o'clock at night through midnight and a little beyond, as we've been doing for, oh God, well over a decade now. Because we have no life. So why not? Yes, we're not gonna go to a party. We're not gonna be traveling. We're just gonna be sitting here in this room probably, unless it's really nice out, at the computer doing this show. 10 p.m. Eastern time, next Saturday, New Year's Eve, running until probably about 12:15, maybe 12:30.
Yeah, you get the people to talk, right?
We're hoping to have guests, which will be really great.
Usually it's the same cast of characters, and then we
get them on, we talk a little bit about their lives, they wish people happy stuff, they tell fun stories, we joke around with them, and we just bring in the new year in a very comical, fun, pleasant, goofy, lighthearted way here in the Daverhood. We've done it many times. You can go back on davesgomeby.com and listen to and watch some of the old ones. We're doing it again next Saturday, December 31st, last dwindling hours and minutes of 2022, which was not, I've got to say, was not a bad year, knock wood. And we have a week left. God knows what can happen, but not a terrible year. So, hope it was a good year for you. I hope you had a good 3 hours with us today. And I hope to see you next Saturday night, December 31st, for the 875th episode of Dave's Gone By. With me, Dave, my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, and hopefully, a lot of our usual cast of characters and maybe even more. We'll see you then. Until then, stay safe, happy holidays, and gone bye.
Days gone by. Days gone by. There goes the day. Days gone by. There goes the day.
Oh, man. I am lit.